learn the lay of the land.
Like,
That she's probably seen you do that sort of thing, and found it amusing for more than damaging.
I don't think she'd try to open any locked cases, but if it's out in the open, it's getting licked and touched.
Yeah, but it is a the sort of thing that an old friend of yours would at a place your old friend of yours would be salivating at. All sorts of cool treasures.
It's a good thing he's not here.
If he ever does show back up, you can just say, "Hey, I licked all your stuff."
It tastes fine.
It's all good.
Yeah. So throughout the week, you guys have seen some stuff. Some of you, asked me for specific details about things, so I sent you handouts. Others of you've just basically been hanging out, hearing the other servants gossip, looking at the various statues. She actually has a whole gallery area. Like there's a main area with with the various artifact collections, and there's 3 main galleries. One dedicated purely to dragons, one on good types of creatures, including things like unicorns and angels and things like that. And another one with evil types of creatures, such as beholders. And there's even a statue of a mind flayer that somebody managed to make in the back of the room. So she's clearly very wealthy and has a lot of odd interests.
I think she's just a Gorgon in disguise if she's got all those statues.
Well, the statues and paintings.
You know, just in case her thinking that.
But
she's part of the government. She's lizard people.
Either that, or she's a because they like collecting art.
She's a what? I'm sorry.
Bob Ross.
A silver dragon in disguise. They like collecting artwork.
All right. So finally, on the 5th of Flame Roll has rolled around, and the party is the party prep is in full swing, and you guys are all on the staff, and so you and other servants are carrying things around, being forced to help out in the kitchen if you have any culinary experience. All that. And for the most part, everybody who's not actively guarding the place is carrying stuff to and fro. Those of you who are guarding the stuff have been put up front, along with the bard, because the bard's meant to be playing music as guest center, while the particular guarding types, one of you in a nice, I believe, Shiro, you've been asked to wear a nice, some nicer clothes to kind of blend in. And keep an eye on people. Well, yeah. And there was one other of you that was going to be a guard, correct? Saren? Holier. Yes. So, Holier, you've been stationed up front, kind of to help out with the guest list, to make sure that people who aren't supposed to be coming in don't come in.
You're the bouncer.
I mean, it's appropriate.
Yes.
Damn, you're not on the list. Beat it.
Get lost.
Well, the rest of you are kind of being circulating around with trays of canapes and flutes of champagne.
I'm bussing because I would be eating the canapes. They wouldn't even make it out of the floor.
Yes.
You just walk out of the kitchen and put it back.
So she's probably picking up empty and partially eaten dishes and then returning clean dishes to the kitchen.
Yes. Scarf.
Not necessarily clean, but empty, for sure.
I'd like to think someone puts down a tray and wasn't done with it, and she just walks up and takes it.
Well, it's a party. They'll get more. So, there's several other cooks in the kitchen, not just the orcish woman that you saw earlier. There's a couple of kobolds that have been put to task cleaning dishes because apparently they're not being allowed to circulate in the party because people will feel uncomfortable. But they're perfectly okay with kobolds cleaning their stuff behind the scenes. Nobody needs to know about that. Is basically what seems to be going on there. But nobody bats an eye at Camsey and wandering around cleaning up, gathering stuff around. So the party starts as it gets towards evening. There's a bunch of people on the guest list, probably about 100 people at least. And a lot of them are basically, there's a front parlor they're being shown into first, and then there is a large hall with plenty of conversation. Actually, there's more like 200 people. With plenty of conversation, those 200 people can fit in there and all be in there and still have room to move around, along with the wait staff moving around through them. Looks like a ballroom where if the mood was so inclined that they could dance, but in reality the guests are actually circulating throughout the downstairs, which is the only area you guys have been allowed into. The gardens in the back are not being used at all at the moment, but there are several guards stationed out there. There's several more bards playing stringed instruments like violin and such and harp in the main ballroom, and then there's probably a flute player over in the gallery section. You guys are kind of circulating throughout the ballroom and throughout the galleries and the parlor as you're been sent to task. The poor Saren is kind of stuck at the front door along with Kage.
I'm currently keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
And I'm still under disguise thanks to Kage.
Yeah, Kage, you're gonna have to roll your disguise kit to see how well this disguise came out.
Alrighty.
Is it Kage or is it Cage?
Kage. I have a character spelled the exact same name, but I pronounce it Kage because I spelled it off of the Japanese.
Yeah.
And it was always pronounced Kage in Japanese, so I always call him Kage. So please forgive me if I keep going back and forth on pronouncing it Cage or pronouncing it Kage. It means the same thing.
Yeah, it's a good deal, right? What are we doing? Intelligence, right?
Yeah, you're basically using your proficiency in your disguise kit.
Yeah.
In this case, intelligence because you're applying it to somebody else versus versus charisma if you're applying it to yourself. Ooh, the disguise is going to distract people who don't actually know Heinz. However, it might be noticed by other people.
I didn't add the
Proficiency?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't add the proficiency? What's the proficiency you have on there?
That's +2, so
16. Yeah, it'll still fool people who don't actually know him, or even people that have a wanted poster with Heinz's face on it. But somebody who actually knows Heinz might recognize him.
Groucho Marx glasses. Got it.
So Heinz, you've been disguised right before the party, and there's no more time to fool around with said disguise. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, shit. I'll take it as it is. I mean, I'm just gonna have to be more observant who I'm walking close by.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Shiori, since you've been asked to wear a nice outfit, describe your outfit, please.
It's basically that black dress with the high neck you were describing last time, with the long sleeves.
All right, yeah, that sounds nice.
My armor pulls kind of underneath it, so it's designed in such a way it doesn't look suspicious.
Yep, and you probably got a dagger, a hand crossbow hidden somewhere.
No weapons.
No weapons? Okay.
I can summon my sword as my pack weapon.
Ah, that's right, because you're a hexblade. That's good. Your sword will just appear in your hands, and you'll go whack if you need be. Got it. Okay. So, at this point, a representative from the Cathedral of Bahamut has showed up. Someone you already know has shown up at the front door. Quentin and Saren and Cave. On you.
I don't need your name. Looking through the list. Is he on the list?
Yes.
Welcome.
Nice to see you again. And I
How's it
try
going?
to shake his hand if he lets me.
I'll shake it. Generally not my kind of party, but have fun.
It's more of a job.
Yeah, his kinds of parties are kind of like my kinds of parties. Loud, obnoxious, and a whole lot of drinking.
Yes. We should hit the tavern after this.
Probably. That'd be fun. Invite some of the other servants. They're not busy.
I'm gonna go in and greet the lady of the house.
Alright. She's currently
Down
in.
hall to the left.
She's currently in the main parlor, ready to receiving guests, and she smiles warmly at you. Pleased to see you again, John.
Nice to see you again too, my lady.
I trust everything's well back at the cathedral.
For now, everything seems to be okay.
Well, enjoy yourself tonight. I believe you may or may not know some of the. Well, you may know some of the guests, and I know you are acquainted with some of the fine folks hired to accompany the party.
They seem very trustworthy.
Yes.
And if worse comes to worse, they know how to handle it. So I think they should be fine.
All right then. At this point, I imagine character. Tobias, your character probably is carrying around a serving tray at this point.
But scratchers.
Much gotcha. Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Would all the guests have arrived already, or people still coming in?
People are still coming in. It's basically this is like the half the guests have arrived, and at this point, this is when Quentin's character has shown up.
All right. Well, consider I'm not confident in the disguise, I will check around the room, just take a glance over everyone and see if there's anyone I should take notice of.
Throw me a perception check.
Don't be too obvious about it.
Staring people down.
Get up and then grill. Yeah, you don't know me. Do I know you? No, let's keep it that way.
All right. Okay. The first guy that looks vaguely familiar, mostly because of who you've occasionally seen him with, is a halfling with a masked lord halfling with some kind of mustache motif on the front of it. You recognize him as as an owner of shipping concerns out in the what is it called, the sea ward and the dock ward, named Bink, Lord Bink. And you know that you've seen him around your former employer a time or two.
He's the guy that rats you out.
When it comes to Lord Bink, I know about him, but he doesn't know about me. Is that right?
He may or may not know about you. If you don't really know how much he knows.
All right. Well, for now, then I will simply walk and serve people in other parts of the room.
All right. Kamsin, what are you doing at this moment as Shiori rubs the grit out of her eyes?
Just cleaning up.
Wow, double
Plates.
that one.
Just kind of watching and grabbing plates as people set them down, whether they're done or not.
Watching.
As you pick up a plate from one of the side parlors, you notice reclining back in a chair what appears to be either a halfling or gnome woman. She's she's very short, but she's got like a feminine grace that she probably it's basically on appearance it screams female. With a mask on though, so it's kind of like hard to tell whether she's a gnome or a halfling. Kind of got her arms resting on the side of the chair, and she tilts her head a bit as you come through. Huh? How interesting. You hear the a small female voice say behind that mask.
So Cam's just gonna like ignore it because like she just doesn't understand what makes her interesting at all.
Alright. So, you got noticed by her. Meanwhile,
is this a masquerade party, by the way, or is it like normal for people to be wearing masks?
Well, the masked lords, usually attend with masks. Usually there's like food things. It's Waterdeep. But
Welcome to Waterdeep.
yeah. But the non lords and ladies walk around without masks, so it's just the masked lords and ladies that come to the party.
That's just not something I should find odd.
Yeah, you would have been informed what goes down in Waterdeep, at least by the other servants.
There's some weirdos that are wearing masks.
Yeah. So, let's see, while you scurry away from her, and Quentin has wandered in, and poor Shiro is sitting there rubbing grit out of her eyes.
We're just shifting nervously, just not sure of this entire situation.
She got a whiff of a rich person's perfume right in her eyes or something.
Probably.
Doesn't notice the banana peel on the floor.
No, there's no banana peel on the floor. Besides, I think Kamsan would have taken care of it at that point.
Yeah, with Kamsan around, there's very little on the floor.
Yeah. Kamsan is very efficient.
Oh my!
I'm serving the same purpose as a family dog.
I spilled my drink on the floor. Wait, where did it go?
It didn't even reach the ground.
There's no sign of her anywhere. She's across the room. Fast.
I feel like at the end of the night she might be really drunk. Drinking everything and eating everything in sight.
The next person you see is also relatively nice, relatively familiar to you guys. The Lord Farah, who you interviewed with to go on a hunting trip right after a day or two after this.
Oh yeah, that guy.
You recognize him by his build and by the way his mask looks. And he seems to recognize you guys too as he comes in through the door. When he shakes Saren's hand. Hopefully some of my future hunting companions.
Of course, it will be quite excellent.
Good.
Yeah,
Welcome.
Well,
have a good time.
I shall. Lady Jasmine's parties are always fun to attend. So many interesting people, so much interesting food. And have you gotten a chance to take a look at her art?
I have over the past couple of days.
Good.
She likes Bahamut.
Yes, she is a great contributor to the Cathedral of Bahamut. One would think so.
She also has a fascination with red dragons.
Well,
I find that interesting.
Well, okay, I love that. Well, everybody needs a hobby, I suppose.
You see little smudges of paint on all the painting. So
She probably would have gotten that fixed by somebody who can use prestidigitation without destroying the art.
I try to. Every time I see those little smudges, I'm like, I know who was here.
But anyway. So he claps Saren's hands. Sorry. And then he... I keep echoing.
I'm sorry. I don't know about who's doing it, but sorry, Ray.
But, yeah, he claps Aaron on the hand, then he comes over and puts a hand down on Cage's shoulder, says, well, I'm looking forward to the hunting trip, so have a good time. Well, if you can, have a good time. I mean, I know you're being paid for all this, but it should still be fun.
Anytime I can play my guitar, I'm having it. So, you
I'll
enjoy
have fun
yourself.
after.
We're gonna have fun at the after party.
Well, we'll see. When we get... when... He kind of, like, trails off from him. I see somebody I recognize. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. And he waves you off before heading off to have a conversation with somebody else. Well, after all, you guys are hired help, and he's a lord, so...
He's too fancy for us.
But he seems very social. So, Quentin, what would your character prefer? Where would your character prefer to settle?
He would probably go either towards where all the religious people are, or towards where like the older gentlemen of like the guards are, and like tell them about his old stories when he was still in the army.
Alright. So that would either be the gallery or somewhere deep in the ballroom.
Yeah,
Yes, quite.
deep in the ballroom. Let's just go there.
Alright. So you're hanging out in the back of the ballroom. There's a cleric representative from the Church of Palor there, and several other clerics. And you're basically there. They're having a conversation, and one of and you catch a bit of a conversation, which ends with, oh yes, the cleric said, the cleric of Palor says, oh yes, well I saw her hanging out in the side room earlier. She's probably still in there.
Quite.
Hey.
They turn and smile at you, giving you a friendly nod. Well, hello.
Good to see you guys. So how are you guys enjoying the party?
Oh, very well. It's good of Lady Jasmine to include various churches, not just the one that she supports most.
Mm-hmm.
So I take it you're the representative of the Church of Bahamut, considering your various accoutrement.
Yes.
Yes, you may, Shara. Yeah. You know who I'm saying.
Yeah, Shiori.
Shiori.
That lady.
No, I'm just
That's
too
better
nervous
than
to
before.
not
He's
cheer.
having a bad night.
It's better than before.
But yeah, so yeah, it was as John starts chatting with these people, Shiori once again doesn't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. Hines, you can make a perception check as well as the conversation continues. So, how are
Absolutely.
things with the Cathedral of Bahamut these days? Doing well with the rebuilding, I take it.
Yeah, it's getting on the way quite well. We just got some bearings on the cult that's been doing some shady shit, so hopefully that will lead to some more information.
Oh, which cult was it this time?
Which cult was it? The cult
That particular one is the Crystal Cult.
the crystal one. No,
Hmm.
the with brain control one. I don't like them much.
Well, all cults tend to control brains. Every once in a while, the group kind of laughs a bit.
Scientology.
I just don't like going up against them because I don't want to hurt the people who are being controlled.
Oh, I see. You mean actual mind control, like charm person?
Things like that nature, yeah.
Ah, yes. Well, that would be very upsetting if you harm somebody who is a thrall met that way to a cult. Not the sort that simply had the wrong idea.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer to not hurt anyone, but if I got it, the ones who join the cults, they're kind of responsible for their own actions. Sure, they don't understand what exactly they're doing, but the ones who are forced to do it, no, I don't mind that.
Well, that's very good of you. So, what other news do you have? What sort of stories can you regale us with?
I'll just start telling about how the rebuilding is going of the church, general church stuff, I guess.
Alright.
And I asked them about how it's going for them and stuff like that.
Alright. So, while John is having a conversation, Kamseen, roll a perception check.
Who check? What?
A perception check, please.
Okay, I'm as perceptive as.
Alright. Let's see, who else would be able to do a perception check with that venture? Cave, perception check.
All right.
All right.
Shit. I don't know shit.
Yeah, you didn't notice anything either.
He's noticed everything.
I'm starting to get worried.
Has Fioria gotten the sands out of her eyes yet?
Yeah, it's too early to have her re-roll. Yeah, Heinz, Holdier, unfortunately, you wouldn't be in a position to see it, to see these things. You're busy looking. You're busy watching out the front door.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, Kage, you're in the front room, still playing your music. Roll perception. Roll a performance check for me, please, Kage.
Oh, hopefully it goes better than. Oh yeah.
You're playing lovely music. Several people stop just in the front parlor to listen to you. Shiori, Shiori, what are you doing at this moment?
Shuffling uncomfortably.
Lady Jasmine, Jasmine
sitting
walks
in the corner.
over to you and puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Are you all right?"
Yes, it's just not my most comfortable position.
I take it the clothes are not to your liking.
I'm more of an outdoorsy type.
I see. Well, if you perhaps someday, if you work for me again, or she kind of glances over in the direction of Lord Farah. Well, then if you are following him, perhaps that will be more to your liking of being able to keep a distance and outside. He kind of gives you a sympathetic look.
She kind of just nods and tries to straighten herself up a little bit.
And John, you're just still in the ballroom chatting?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask if they have seen like any strange things at their parts of the city.
Alright, we'll get to that in a minute. Kamseen, which area of the party would you be at the moment? There's the front room, the parlor where Kage is. There's the ballroom. There's the gallery. There's the side parlor. There's the kitchen. And there's the entranceway over by High.
Probably
Holdier.
carting a load of dishes back to the kitchen at this point.
Okay. Alright, so So while you guys are doing that, I am going to bring Heinz down to go over what he's listening in on very far away from everybody else. For the personal chat.
Sneaky.
Yep. Rather than attempting to type it out because of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So while everybody else is occupied, you manage to sneak into the gallery, and you see the two of them hanging out over by the evil monsters hall. They're leaning in. Yeah, they're leaning in towards each other and chatting in soft voices, even though they seem to think that they're alone. As they chat with one another, you hear a conversation about. Sorry, a slight headache. Basically, over here, Indoor telling Bink that one of his projects has been damaged out in the dock ward recently. Basically, last week is what he says. Like, yeah, last week one of my old warehouse is burned down, and another one got raided. He's like bumming. Thankfully, nobody knows they're mine. And then Bink kind of sighs and says, "That's nothing. I lost so many ships recently coming back from Baldur's Gate all because of those storms out on the water. I swear the giants are up to something out there. I don't know how many shipments I'm going to lose if this keeps up." Then Indoor responds with, "Well, don't worry. If the giants are amassing for war soon, that means that there's going to be a demand for what I've been cooking up lately." And he's like, you can't see him under the mask, but you kind of get this impression that he's grinning because it kind of follows a slight chuckle from him.
Yeah, I know the guy.
Yeah.
All right, so
roll another perception check for me.
all right. I just wanted to make sure I got that right. They're blaming the giants for the loss of the ships, and
They're blaming the giants, the loss of the ships. They're discussing that they think that the giants are massing for war, and one of them is discussing that recently he lost several properties out in the dock ward.
okay, that was my perception.
Yeah. So that's basically what's going on with your character, what you're overhearing.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna say it now. I'm probably going to try to leave after I heard stuff like this because I got enough for this investigation.
Yes.
Now I know who owns the area we attacked.
Yes. At least it's implied that, that it could have been your former boss's property that these cultists run. And apparently he is complaining about the loss of some kind of product. That might be useful in an upcoming war with giants.
Who lost the... Was that Bink who lost...
Bink lost ships out on the ocean coming back from Baldur's Gate. Yeah, and so he's saying that giants out in the ocean, which would be actually, you have to roll a nature or arcana check to know what kind of giants he's talking about in character. So he's blaming them for that, and it's yeah. But yeah, but they're having that conversation, and you're slipping away at this point?
Probably, yeah.
All right, come back to the room. All right.
Welcome back.
I know everything.
That Arcana check means you know nothing.
Shut the fuck up.
So Heinz, now what do you do?
Move back into the crowd, blend in, and start serving again.
All right. So, John, from your perspective, you're hearing people talking, and you hear one of the clerics whose church you're not entirely sure of say, Oh well, I recently was in Baldur's Gate, and they've also got problems there. There's not just problems here with whatever cult you're referring to, John, but there's cultists there too, and problems with drugs and people acting erratically. I swear it's in the air all up and down the Sword Coast at this point. And another one pipes it.
Equivalent of Vegas.
Might be. After reread stuff on Baldur's Gate. But I'm not committing to that thought until I've had some more research on Baldur's Gate. But
That's where the largest population of hookers are.
could be. Well, they have that whole outer city thing, so. But yeah, he basically saying that it's like another one saying, there's just something in the air. And kind of one leads forward close to John and whispers, I hear some of the gods may have gone missing.
Where? Here?
Well, there are rumors that some clerics haven't heard anything from their deities in a while. Like, something's going on. That they've gone missing or have abandoned their flocks. Maybe turn their backs on people. And then the cleric of Paler says, but not Paler. Paler's still with us.
For always and ever.
Sheru, roll perception. Fury. I do that all the time. I look at that, I already know what that, and it's like,
Perception. That's better.
All right, you sort of see Heinz come back and from somewhere, trying to pass around a nearly empty tray.
Yeah. So sorry, I skipped work a little bit.
I think I might approach him to kind of act like I'm trying to get something from him.
Sure, yeah.
Everything all right where you were in there? How's it been in this room pretty much this whole time?
Oh yes, everything is just fine. I saw an old acquaintance, so I just had to check up on him.
Oh, that's good. Or is it not?
Well, just keep calling me Marco when everything should be fine.
Alright,
Alright.
hello.
Damn it.
Right.
I'll probably grab a glass of whatever's on that's got something in it.
And now Marco's thing is empty. Camseed, roll perception for me, please.
Oh, I think I just closed my character sheet by accident. Of course, you're gonna ask me to click it. Come on.
So, as you're heading back to the kitchen with your empty trays, you end up bumping directly into Heinz because you didn't see him in your way.
She's got the tray in front of her face. She's just licking it on the wheel.
Yeah, I'm kind of picturing that. Yeah.
She's like, whoops, my bad.
So Heinz, your dragonish companion just knocked into you.
I'm just like,
hi. Didn't see you there.
yeah, please look where you're going. Don't put attention to us, okay?
Have you tried the little crunchy things?
What?
The little
No.
crunchy things.
Crunchy? No, I haven't. No, are you eating the stuff?
The leftovers.
Well, I suppose it's fine. It's just aristocrats here. They wouldn't want the leftovers anyway.
And they're probably less likely to have diseases too.
Yeah, sure. That's one way of looking at it. Sure. Just watch where you're going so you don't bump into the wrong person, okay?
Sure thing. She just kind of sidesteps and keeps on heading in the kitchen.
I just shake my head and move into the kitchen, hoping that no one like took notice.
KMC. I love it.
I just want to see what happens if KFC never runs into a grung.
I'm
Lick.
not sure she'd be quite up to licking it like the other one does.
I love that.
Yeah, her other character decided to capture a grung and lick it. And grung are poisonous tree frog people, basically.
She went on a trip.
I love
Yeah,
how
she passed her con save. She did not go on a trip.
Yeah, it was a little sad.
Although there's a couple. She wants to taste the rainbow. She needs to lick the other colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had a character that was resistant to poison, I would have liked it and just went on the trip. Con save, nope. I'm going on this trip. It's gonna be amazing.
Sorry, can't say. Your body might. Just because your mind might be up for it, your body might say no. Anyway.
I want to go to Equestria.
Everybody wants to go to Equestria. Come on. Anyway.
What's that talking palm tree?
Sorry. Once the two of you get back into the kitchen, like the kobold dishwashers are kind of like gaze up at you, and one of them says, "Why are all these trays empty when you bring them?" Kind of like looking over at Thompson.
I'm saving you the time that it would take you to throw scraps.
It runs away.
But I want to eat them. Another one kind of whimpers, and then the orcish head chef kind of looks down at them and says, "Hey, you get enough of my rejects anyway." And she hands some more canapes over to Heinz.
Cam's just like, "Don't worry, I'll fill up eventually."
Heinz is doing the maneuver like he's just as quickly as possible, just as swiftly as possible, moving, taking it, picking it up, and walking out like I'm not part of this conversation. Getting the fuck out. Like, yeah.
Just like, nope.
Yep. Sorry. This is between you people.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
All right, so hold here. At this point, the front doors are basically closed, and well, people are communication to be leaving at this point. Nobody new is coming in. What would you like to do now that you're no longer on bouncer duty?
I mean, weren't there a bunch of guards somewhere?
Yeah, there's some like standing around the perimeter, but they're not talking. And then there's no, they're just kind of watching from the outside to make sure that nobody is trying to sneak in from the back and do some shit. But for the most part, there's also like other people like Shiori circulating in the party in fancy clothes. But what would you like to do as a character?
I mean, he's still on duty, so he can't just like go and hang out in the party.
Oh, here's time the hot party.
So he'd still probably watch the front door unless someone else is there. If someone else is there, he's probably going to go to the party.
Let's assume that there's somebody else, like, also hanging around up front.
Actually, he would ask the other guard if they want something to eat or drink, because he's going to go to the kitchen.
No, I'm good. And as you get to the kitchen, you see Kamsi and Heinz leaving.
Hello there.
Hey, what's up?
So no one else is coming in, so I figured I'd grab something to eat.
I recommend the crunchy ones.
Cool. Can I get a crunchy one?
But basically, Heinz has carrying a tray full of them.
Yoink! Thanks, Heinz.
Do you take the whole thing?
It just takes the whole tray.
Just, are you taking the whole tray or are you taking one?
Like
I think he
two?
just.
Chugging-
I think he was taking the whole tray.
No. I mean, he has some class. Not a whole lot.
Oh, he's got about, what, 3 levels? Yeah, jokes.
He'd probably grab a drink for him and Kage. Or Cage. And head up there with him to sit with Cage.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out, playing my guitar.
I figured.
Jack shit's going on.
Are you doing better than your audition?
My audition? Yeah. I rolled a 26.
What you did?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did earlier.
Yes, he
That's like
did.
the best roll I've had all week.
Oh shit, yeah.
As you guys are sitting there, he's playing and you're eating. A halfling gnome-sized woman. It's like hard to tell what she is exactly, with that mask on, and her hair kind of like falling around her, her face, like hiding any potential ear clues. Comes strolling out from somewhere past you, heading towards the side room.
As a gnome, can I tell what she is?
Roll a perception check.
Yeah.
Oof.
You weren't sure what she is, but you're pretty sure she's not a gnome.
Do I notice anything else with that perception?
Nope, that's it. She goes. She vanishes into the side room.
Going
do
on
I
in
know-
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed to go anywhere in there. You just can't go up to the next floor.
I assume the guards were told, like, which room they can go in and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they can go. You can circulate around the party, which is like the majority of it's in the ballroom, but there's also people in the gallery, people in the in the parlor, the side room, that sort of all those sort of places.
Is this someone Heinz would recognize, even though
You
the mask?
think you think it's Lady Ivan?
Okay. Well, I suppose I will subtly walk up and get in the same room.
Alright. Yeah, she sat back down in that same chair she was occupying earlier when Kamsin came in to bust the place.
Where's the crunchies?
And she crosses her legs demurely. Her fingers just kind of like hanging out at the edge of her chair, as if she's ready to take audience.
I'm gonna have to risk it. I'm gonna walk up and offer her crunchies.
No, thank you. Her soft, very light voice comes.
All right. Well, absolutely, lady. I'll be often and just circle around the room. But now I confirmed who it is, at least.
Or did the rest of you follow her in there, or?
She was probably staying in that main room wherever. She's
Alright.
basically staying wherever Jasmine is, essentially.
Yeah, that's currently in the ballroom.
I mean, Holdir would wander in there. He's got nothing to do.
I guess John would go take a look at the art room because good art.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll do John's first, and then move over to Holdier. Alright, as you walk into the gallery, you see two masked lords walking out from the one of the gallery wings, the one featuring the various evil creatures. They pause for a moment, they notice you, but then start to head back towards the main ballroom. There's like two other people kind of like at the very far end of the gallery, kind of studying some of the artifacts. They both appear to be human, but not masked.
I'll guess I'll go stand next to them and like look at what they're looking at.
It's abstract art.
In this case, they're looking at some kind of golden gauntlet of sitting behind sitting behind glass or some kind of very protective substance. It looks very
Golden
pretty and
garment,
very
you say?
expensive. Very expensive.
Does
Does it
have
have?
5 jewels in it?
Yeah. Just about to ask it. I was like, what?
No, but it does look very ornate.
Oh,
Ornate, you
good.
Alright. I see what's going
Meanwhile, Holdier comes in. What do you do as you come in with your food?
He's just looking around, seeing what's going on in this room.
It's like a small side parlor. She seems to be the only other person in it. There's like a couple of stuffed chairs and couches, dim lighting. There's like a bookshelf in the back with various volumes of poetry in there.
Is there a seat next to the halfling?
Yes.
He would take that seat.
She turns her masked face towards you. Hello there, she says in her very soft, light voice.
Probably the complete opposite voice from Holdier. Hi, I'm Holdier. Who might you be?
You can call me Lady Ivan.
Pleasure to
on.
meet you.
Ivan.
So, what brings you to this party?
Well, I was the guy up at the front, but since no one else is coming in, I'm wandering around.
You're taking a break then, I see.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
You know, it's a bit... You do not seem like you normally work for Lady Jasmine.
I mean, I tend to do whatever job comes up.
And what sort of jobs do you normally do?
I mean, generally, people like me to go take care of things in, well, a physical manner.
In short, I like to beat the shit out of people.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, there's always need for that kind of work. She leans forward a bit and steeples her fingers together. Would you prefer work on a more permanent basis, perhaps?
On a what?
Would you prefer work on a permanent basis, perhaps?
It could work. I mean, if you meet people, I'm not just a single guy. I mean, there's like.
Well, I am looking to add more people to my staff.
I think I might know some people that can help you.
Yes, indeed.
He would like reach into like a little bit of his armor, but like flexes away, pulls out a like little scroll that has the Hafted Brother signet on it, and hand it to her.
The what signet?
The Hafted Brother, his mercenary man.
Okay. He takes it and looks it over. Tell me, does your brotherhood do any work for any of the churches around here?
I mean, I did just do a job for the Church of Bahamut.
So you wouldn't mind associating with somebody who also does work for, say, another church of such a kind?
No, we work for whoever needs help.
I see. Well, I will make sure to look up your company.
Most appreciated.
Alright. So, John is quietly looking over the gallery with some other people. Heinz, roll a perception check.
A perception.
Yes. Before he notices you, you see Indoor and Bink walk back into the main hall.
Basically ducking cover. I will subtly move behind a big group of people if I can, like. And turn my
Shiori,
back
roll
on them.
perception.
Perception. Do better, damn it. That's the same.
You sort of see that because you know him. You see Hines attempting to hide from something. You have no idea from what. You don't see what he could be hiding from. But you do notice him hiding.
Hey,
I kind of just watch for now.
Doesn't look like the lords have noticed anything, or are they just walking past?
Well, they're kind of ignoring you. Pretty much the only one that had a chance to recognize you would have been Shiori. But if Shiori decides she's just gonna watch you, then nobody's noticing.
Oh. That's amazing. That's the best token.
That's good, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've been dealing with some nice tokens today. I finally broke down and bought a copy of the monster manual for for the compendium. Which why does she have 2519 on her HP, by the way?
Maybe because I rolled new hit points and put it in the wrong slot.
I was just wondering because it was like
Oh yeah, I have him in the wrong places. 25 is her max.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Now your tokens. Okay, so John's over there. Shiori, you're not noticing much. They're over there. Kage, you are in there. And there. Kamseen. Okay. Nice. So Kamseen, roll a perception check as you begin to bust up the trays in the main hall, the ballroom.
Why do I keep closing my fucking character sheet?
It happens.
I do that too.
I keep forgetting to pop it out, so I close it instead of just
dragging and dropping it to a different screen.
Nope, still licking trays. Too busy licking trays.
Yeah, people are talking all around you, but you can't make head or hail of any particular conversation. John, it's very quiet where you're at. Kage, you're still playing your music, and nobody's really chatting where you are, except for you kind of hear, Holdier trying to talk to Lady Ivan. In the, because the entry hall and the parlor are like right there, right next to each other. In the ballroom, it's so noisy that neither Shiori or Hines can make out any individual conversations. So that leaves you guys to decide what you're going to do next as the party starts winding towards a close.
I would like to listen to Lady Jasmine.
All right. Okay, Lady Jasmine is now is just chatting to some lord that you don't know, and she's talking about how yes, the kobold refugees might be considered an unusual labor source, but don't think of me as undercutting your desires to build, to excavate the undercliff. Kobolds are very well suited to this kind of work, and they're smaller than dwarves, and they need a second chance at life. to eventually be accepted. Not right away, of course, she says, putting up a hand, but maybe in a few hundred years. That someday people, elves and dwarves used to hate each other, she points out. Thousands of years ago, they would have endless wars, and now you could see an elf and a dwarf hanging out in the same group together, not even thinking about old hatred. Maybe in a couple hundred years, we'll see the same with them, if they're given a chance. And she's basically going on about these refugee and her project sort of stuff.
Okay, all right. Well, in that case, considering it's kind of a hot spot right now with the two lords back in the room, I'm gonna move back into the kitchen.
The orcish head chef kind of looks up from her work and says, "Oh, you're back again? Hey, that tray isn't even empty yet."
Oh, we had a complaint.
She narrows her eyes at you. Roll a deception check.
We had a complaint.
Turn you into a turtle. Probably more
Deception. Where's my deception? There's my deception.
What sort of complaint?
Well, apparently you've been adding way too much salt to these things.
She kind of makes a little growling noise and looks over at the kitchen staff and goes, "Ah, I told you there was too much salt. Your taste buds are flawed. Now start again."
I'm sure you're a great chef and all this. Just as the lords and ladies. The
little kobolds who've been busy washing dishes stop what they're doing and go to eat the rejects.
Yeah, they have sensitive tongues,
She kind of waves you off.
I'll go and just put the plate down and
Capsine, as you head back into the kitchen with your bus trays, you see kobolds eating a pile of canapes.
Heinz is just gonna stand around and wait for the next batch of things.
Yeah, it seems at this point that Heinz is hiding in the kitchen.
What?
Heinz is hiding in the pile of canapes.
Rose hiding?
He gets bit by a kobold.
Watch out, they could be rabid.
Yeah, rabies. Oh no, we have to put Heinz down.
Nah, just a minor restoration.
Shh. No, it's going down.
Yeah. No, that doesn't work. I've seen it before. We just had to put him down. Hang on a second. Pulls out a giant syringe. I got this.
That's a different game. But anyway, Heinz. Capsine. Do you wish to interact, or shall we start bringing the party to the close?
I'm just standing there looking at the camp scene like I'm just expecting you to throw yourself upon those crunches.
Yeah, Campsey's not interacting with anything but food.
Alrighty then. So, final movements around the party. What would you guys like to do? Starting with Kage.
What's up? Sorry, I was plotting a bank heist.
Final movements around the party. What would you like to do?
Oh, are there still people where I'm at?
Lady Jasmine, Holier, probably like one or two others who are now getting their coats and leaving.
Then I'll just kind of start wandering around, see how many people are still left. Just kind of keep an eye out.
You see a rather large, rotund lord, brush past you, grumbling about something that you should stay out of his way. And another lord, kind of walking around that's about the same size as you. Forget halfling or no.
Holy shit!
He used to be a halfling, kind of with what looks like a mustache painted on his mask. Kind of moving past you.
Have a good evening, sir. I hope you enjoyed the party.
Oh yes, it was an excellent party. Lady Jasmine always throws a great shindig.
That's what it appeared. I
Sorry,
hope
what'd
you
you
enjoyed
say?
the music. So that's how it seemed. Everybody seemed to have been enjoying themselves. I hope you enjoyed the entertainment.
Oh, yes. It was quite entertaining. And he kind of rushes out the door.
Insight him.
Sure.
He seems somewhat.
He seems to have enjoyed himself.
Well, I was more
Sure.
along the lines like I don't really.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was like in a bit of a rush to get out,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure about him.
Shuri, what would you like to be doing in the last moments of this party as people start to leave?
Lady Jasmine's still in the ballroom, I assume.
Yeah. She's like, saying goodbyes to the guests and all that, shaking hands.
She'd probably head to like the exit of the ballroom and just kind of keep eyeing anybody who leaves. Just kind of like leaning against and just holding her drink, doing like she's enjoying it. She's not actually drinking anything.
Alright. Then we have John. Gonna be circling around the main part of the gallery, which includes mostly artifacts of various kinds. A lot of like really jeweled jeweled statuettes, more things inlaid in gold. There's even a statue of of a red dragon, a young red dragon. Sorry, not young red dragon. A red dragon wormling, if it's the scale, kind of bent back, as if would supplicate. What's the right word? Bent backwards. Not bowing its head, but still seems like kind of some sort of revelry uncommon in the pose of a red dragon.
Did I recognize the two guys I met that were walking away when I walked in?
Probably. Actually, roll a knowledge. What is it? Local check, history check. What do they have in fifth edition?
I guess history, probably.
I guess history. Yeah, you have no idea who the hell they were. You've never seen them before. You don't recognize them based on their, looks.
Then I'm gonna take a final stroll to. We could get into the garden, right?
The garden's currently closed to guests, but there's like three sections of the gallery, three additional gallery wings.
I guess I'll take my final stroll and go say goodbye to the lady of the house.
All right. Oh dear. Lady Ivan gets up from her seat and says, "Well, I will still be looking for some more help, and I will contact your people. But do consider requesting employment as well for me and mine." And he starts strolling out the door.
Yeah, he would, and he would probably look at people as they're leaving, make sure no one leaves with something they aren't supposed to.
Good plan. So, Heinz.
Yes.
What about you? What are you doing?
Keeping a small check out of the kitchen door, and once I think it's safe for me to move the leaving party members, I will move out and act like I'm doing my job of cleaning up, perhaps, but I'm also checking up if there's any person of interest, like any person I don't know about but looks interesting, or so on and so forth.
Possibly the only one of interest would have been Lady Ivan as she's heading out the door.
Oh, well. I suppose there's nothing else to it than to just do my job.
And that leaves us with Kamsin.
If the party's closing up, she's gonna go sleep off everything she ate and drank.
Sounds appropriate. Alright, in that note, I would like to take a quick 5-minute break.
Okay.
At which point I will tell you what your rewards were for the party. And see, nobody had to die at a Lord's party. Yay! It's all different.
Hooray!
I was
I
actually
mean-
expecting some shit to happen.
Should there have
But
been
I will be right back.
a death? I'm scared now. I mean, it's not my fault. I wasn't supposed to guard shit, so I'm fine. I'm gonna go grab some shit too.
I mean, probably someone would have died if they would have tried to enter without proper. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There
And the-
probably wasn't going to be a death inside. It was going to be at the front door.
Yeah.
Or Heinz.
No, yeah. No. I was a successful rogue. I did my roguing. I did it good. I also got some information.
That's good.
That's a lot that I don't know about because of a failed Arcana check, but you know, information.
I don't know if we have anyone that's in this group as good of Arcana. Maybe Kimsey?
Didn't she say magic? Didn't she say magic is? I have a +2 to my Arcana.
I mean, I have a +2
Actually,
as well.
technically it'd be plus.
I have a +3.
Technically, yeah, mine would be +3 because of Jack of all trades.
I mean, the only other person, if you just write it to, would probably be Grick. What is
I
Grick's
think it
thing?
automatically applies it.
Rick is your half orc, right?
Yeah, my half-orc wizard with that wears
Alright,
heavy.
I'm Mech.
Hello.
VB.
I mean, he would still be in the fucking temple that you guys were at.
So who's that? Who's here?
Me.
I'm here.
I can take it I was the only one who had to run off to the bathroom. So Heinz, were you telling the rest of your the party about what you overheard, or?
Not yet. I was
Okay.
thinking maybe some other place.
Somewhere safer, somewhere more private.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
in
there's still a
the
late.
servant's wing,
Yeah, exactly.
or the gallery once it's emptied out.
I will probably.
It was Colonel Mustard in the gallery with the candles. I knew it.
I was gonna say it's a holder of the war pick in the gallery.
Yeah, but that's obvious.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
still obvious.
Look at that. Look at his skirt. His skirt can kill a man.
I'm pretty sure it was Cam scene with the serving plate
It's
in the kitchen.
just obvious enough that
Nobody
holder would
suspects.
not be suspected. It's
Why
like,
is
that's too obvious.
Yeah.
No,
No,
you can't be the man with the
Holder would've
weapon.
done it. If he did it, he'd be going around like, I killed this guy. It was great.
There's no way someone would be stupid enough to leave their name etched into the blade that's left at the scene of the crime.
Bob.
You look at the blade, it's just hold here. Oh.
A blade that says Bob. Somebody found a blade called Bob yesterday.
And it wouldn't be Holier. It'd be Wendy, Sally, Sarah, Cindy, Tetra, or Amna.
And they all look at Sally. It was definitely hold here.
Goodness.
I guess this just waiting on Turtle.
Yes.
Think so.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so Heinz would probably, once the work is done, I'm assuming we're spending the last night.
Yep, and then you're
In
all
the
getting your nice reward for the party.
Exactly. So I would probably, before bedtime, I would gather everyone up and share what I've learned, probably.
I assume we didn't notice anything suspicious while the party members walking out.
Nope. Those of you who had roll perception checks didn't see anything, and I also checked on where you were at the party to determine if you could see anything else.
my main goal was just to kind of watch the lady.
Nothing bad happened to her
She's-
during the party, so you're
She's
good.
still alive, so I did my job.
Besides the massive amount of poison she ate.
Yeah, you know.
Wait, what?
Hey, I personally taste tested all of that food.
Oh, yeah,
None of it was
absolutely.
poisonous.
Yeah. So if
Can't see
anyone's
would have
poisoned,
dropped dead long ago if the
Welcome back. Yeah.
anyone's poisoned, it would have been games.
Someone poisoned the food. I'm sorry, but that servant has been eating everything. I hardly think it's poisoned.
Yes, but is she immune to poison? She is a dragon.
I'm not
person.
immune to poison. Well,
Okay.
Just-
Okay. So as a reward for the party, you don't get much of anything in gold. The pay is basically compared to what you tend to earn killing stuff. Piss poor. It's like, you know, everybody gets 10 gold for their services, so that's not much at all. But
And gold.
in terms of GM experience, you know, GM rewards, you all get 200 experience points each.
Yay.
Everybody who didn't have insight already has insight now.
or inspiration, you mean?
Inspiration, and you get to gain. You also gain a single proficiency in one of the following skills: insight, perception, persuasion, performance, or deception.
Well, I guess I have to pick performance because I have the rest.
I'm picking persuasion. I already have
picking-
expertise.
I'm taking perception, so I'm not quite as blind as I was.
I have all of those except persuasion.
I don't have deception, but my deception's pretty damn good. I have +5.
Can't I add expertise to deception?
If you have all 5 of those skills lined up, yes,
nah,
but no,
I don't have.
you basically
I
get
don't have.
to gain proficiency in one of those skills.
All right, then persuasion because I don't have it, I suppose.
All of that probably doesn't apply to John, right? Because I didn't do jack squat. Level, but
Well, you gain experience points. You do not gain the money.
Yeah.
And you don't gain. You do gain the inspiration, but you don't gain the skill. Yeah, because you didn't work the party. You were just attending as a guest. And their rewards were for deciding that they needed to work a party.
what are we?
A party that nobody died at. Nobody attacked.
It's amazing.
So yeah. Well, I decided I
That
wanted to do
seems
something
confident.
different because in every D&D game, somebody either dies or the party gets attacked. So I figured, okay, we're gonna do this. You guys gain information, but you also gain some skills at the end of it.
Could Holdier get intimidation instead, as he was just the bouncer?
Actually, considering it's Holdier, I would say yes. Holdier alone can get can change any of those for intimidation.
Because, I mean, he didn't really perform, he was just intimidating people.
Exactly.
Whenever he plays like a guitar or something, instead of actually playing it, he just picks it up and beats people with it, thinking that's how you play it.
Yeah, see,
Makes
what we really need is a set of bagpipes because that's a instrument of intimidation.
He'll be known as El Kabong.
So you guys have finished your arduous day of working at the party, cleaning up, and are now back into the servants area.
And I'm lighting up a smoke. I'm lighting up a blunt. Anybody else? Anybody? He's like trying to pass it to someone.
Heinz takes it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, party.
So the men's quarters are getting turned into a clam bake, huh?
But
Hey, just need somebody to take the edge off, okay?
we're turning it to a green room.
Yeah, well, your course doesn't have art in it, so But anyway, so Heinz was going to talk to the other guys about what he saw, huh?
Yeah, I'm
or
gonna
heard.
gather up. Like, I'm just gonna pass it out that I've learned some stuff that might be of interest to people.
Alright, so maybe you guys are talking out in the hallway with all of you, except for John.
Yeah.
What's up, John? You want some?
So, all of you are standing out in the corridor now after taking the edge off, or drinking, or whatever the hell you wanted to do. And Heinz has asked you to basically to come together to talk to you about something.
What's up, dog?
Heinz. You have our attention.
Well, as I said, I'm
I
still
got you.
Marco. Well, I came across a familiar, well, not familiar face, a familiar mask in the party.
Go on.
My previous employer.
Ah, is he an asshole?
Oh, yes. Have you met him?
No, but if he was your former employer, that automatically screams asshole.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah, that's a way of looking at it, sure.
I mean, you seem like a pretty cool dude, so anybody that is your former employer has to be a dick.
You don't know me if you call me a cool dude.
Oh, you seem like a cool dude, so.
Ah, that's the first time anyone has ever said that.
I mean, Holdier seems like a cool dude, and he likes to kill people.
I mean, kind of.
I mean, yeah, okay. I understand you have a very low standard.
No, I
Hey.
just don't interact with very many people. My only friend is a hippo, and I don't even know where he's at. I lost him.
Huh.
All right. As much as I would
only
like to hear
favorite.
more about your hippo friend, let's get back to the information I gathered.
Did you just call me cheap and easy? I'm not cheap. I am easy.
Yes,
Thanks.
we've seen your posters, Holdier.
I haven't, luckily. Anyway,
Go on.
some lords were talking about the projects and businesses, and I overheard one of the lords had problem down in the dock ward, where one of his properties had been attacked and raided.
Now, was
He
this
lost.
particular one set on fire?
He didn't say that, but
Actually, he did. You heard him say one burned down and the other one got raided.
I wonder who that could have been.
One was burned down and one was assaulted by a pirate.
yeah, it's all very. It's a bit much to be a coincidence, isn't it?
Considering
I
it's
concur.
exactly what happened, as far as I've been told.
Yes, he also talked about
Yes.
losing some product, and we all know what that product would be. This
Yes.
particular lord's name is Indor. He's a half-orc. Yes.
I
He's
don't like
in a
the
lot of...
favorite, but
Look,
that doesn't
listen,
surprise
he's
me.
in a lot of shady businesses. Both smuggling and drugs. He pushes other businesses around. If he doesn't get what he wants, he will put you out of business one way or another. The other, however, talked also about some losses, but they are no concern of us from what I can understand. He lost some ships to storms and he blamed some giants. Now, seeing as we have a sailor in our midst here, perhaps you know something about that.
I mean, storms happen. I mean, why would you blame a giant for storms? Sounds like just bad sailors.
I don't know. Maybe they sneezed.
I don't know much about giants and how they could cause the storms.
I don't even know if I'm there. I'm probably sleeping.
Can I
Giant
do
sneezing.
my proficiency in water vehicles to see if that even makes sense to him?
Sure.
Intellect, I guess.
Yep.
He only has a 9.
Well, he did say that he was worried that the giants might be building up for a war.
I mean,
What's the
yeah,
Giants be going to?
you could get your ship raided like mine was, but having a storm and blaming a giant, you just sailed into a storm.
I don't know, man. It sounds like this guy has a grudge against the giants somehow.
Well, I mean, everybody has a grudge against giants. Giants are thoughtless, just attack random shit.
Well,
Am I
as I said,
What they want.
I don't know much about giants, but if they're
Definition
capable
of
enough
rap-
of building up towards a war, I'd say they are more than competent.
Of course, I could be thinking because if they're being raided by giants in the water, then maybe there's more than just the typical giant that you find here on land. Because the ones I'm familiar with are just big and dumb, like to beat shit with clubs.
I know nothing else but stories, but
I mean, I have heard of giants called storm giants, but I just thought they like to storm around and break shit.
well, it makes more sense that they would have something to do with storms.
I
And
mean,
if
they are
they-
big dudes, so maybe they can stand on the ocean floor.
Well, it is very interesting to discuss how giants would raid ships out in the oceans and why they would do it and why they would be planning to start a war. It's not really in our business at the moment, is it? However, this other law, indoor, he seems to be in charge of the drug trade of this new rock drug.
I think
Just
our
crystal
best
cult.
bet in regards to that would probably be to go to the Cathedral of Bahamut because they at least care because of the whole possession thing that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that the city guards are basically useless.
Yeah, they're
I
not.
mean, come on. We raided and destroyed 2 of their facilities, and the guards haven't done shit.
Well,
What if they did guard paid off?
Yeah, exactly. Guards are easily paid off. They, especially since we know it's a masked lord behind this, they're basically their hands are tied.
So basically, the guards are useless. But if we could go, probably our best bet is probably just talk to the church people.
If we could provide enough proof that just so the entire city and a bunch of other masked lords would take notice of it, and we could, make sure Indoor got in trouble, his influence would not be as strong anymore.
We'd have to find some way to how would the question because we don't have any of the stuff that we got from facility.
No, I wish you would have mentioned other places, but sadly I left before I was suspected.
These guys aren't very smart if they're talking about it at a party.
Well, they did sneak off.
I mean, did you hear how loud it was in there? If you want to have a higher concept conversation, you can. You just don't yell.
Yeah, but come on. Elves have really good hearing from what I understand.
No, they just have big ears.
Wait, so this is just for show?
Oh, no, wait. Hold on, I got this. Their ears are just very sharp. I say and twing one of my ears as I'm a half elf.
Oh, I thought they were used for hearing. I guess I was wrong. I
No,
don't know
no.
much about your kind, so.
Oh no, we don't hear anything.
Ah.
Oh no, sorry. We don't actually just listen to people.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between ignoring people. Or, I'm sorry, there's a difference between being able to hear and selective hearing.
Yes.
At least that's what I get told.
Yes, that's a good word for it. We elves have selective hearing.
What
But
was
I
that?
also know, just like any other creature, elves can be pretty nosy.
Hey, stay out of our business.
Well, we don't know much about him, so our best bet is to get more information on him as well.
Yes, I might be able to find my way to some of his businesses. I don't know, I haven't been there for quite some time, and when I left, I caused some trouble for him, and he probably wants me dead.
I could probably bum around the different taverns, see if I can
Yes, taverns would be good, but we might be in luck if we talk to other people of the same orientation as him. Like, I would say, drug dealers, thieves.
Um,
I mean,
maybe other lords or ladies.
no, if we do that, then they might get suspicious.
Yes.
I mean-
We probably not want to involve other lords until we have sufficient proof.
Or at least have one that's actually on our side.
Indeed.
I mean, I might.
Might what?
Showing
You might watch.
turns.
I mean, I was talking to a masked gnome or halfling, a short shit like you.
Lady
And-
Yvonne.
You mean
Yeah.
the same lady that walked past us earlier?
Yeah, I was talking to her. She wants me to go work for her because
Really?
she needs some physical help.
You know, that might be a good opportunity.
We also have Lord Farah.
Yeah, the hunting trip.
Yeah,
we
that
could
guy does seem like he talks shit about other people.
Yes. I
potentially.
think that should probably a priority for us, as if we could get him on our side and he could provide the information.
Let's try this. Let's go speak with the lady. Let her know that we'd be interested in working for her
Mhm.
after the hunting trip with Lord What's His Name.
Farah, yes.
That way we can have it, set somewhat set in stone for work or an interview, quote unquote.
Indeed.
And then after the hunt, we can just go over there. So we can try and get some information from Lord What's His Name. See if he shit talks this guy, because lords and ladies like to do that with each other. And then we'll go to the lady What's Her Bucket and work for her and try and get more information.
Yeah, we could
Yes.
always just ask him how he feels about this lord. Just as a offhand conversation.
And Lady
Yeah.
Even will probably more inclined to hire us if she knows that we worked for not just one other Master Lord, but two.
Yes, indeed. Maybe more information we can find on these potential cultists in this.
Because yes, what we need right now is information, and we don't even know where to start looking for another operation.
Exactly.
So yes, the hunting trip would probably be in our best case, but let's let Lady Even know about our interest.
Plus, I think if we get Holdier some combat, he might be pretty content for a little while.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not a savage. Jeez.
Holdier, I had the vibe the entire time we were standing in the opening way that you wanted something bad to happen.
You're not wrong. I did really want to clothesline someone, but
You did it, and I'm very proud of you. I'm sure Lady Jasmine would have frowned upon that if you clotheslined some random person.
well, I mean, I would clothesline someone if they weren't supposed to be there.
Well, sometimes people worry. Ow.
Funny that the term clotheslining someone exists in this setting. But anyway, So, is that it for your conversation for that evening?
Fine, so there's nothing else.
Nope, I don't have anything else to add. This is what I learned.
Works for me.
Alright, I suppose we rest and tomorrow we leave for a hunting trip. Well, first we visit Ivan, then we go on a hunting trip.
Yes.
Should we pick up any other individuals on our way out?
Hey, I'll be right back.
What was that? Sorry, Furia?
And do we need to, because we don't have our, she looks around for the dwarf that's not there. We're kind of light on the group.
And of course, you have that monk that's still at the cathedral, but he seems to be content staying there.
Well...
And there was that shifty little midget. The other shifty little midget.
And then there's that other guy who's hanging out outside the city. You know, hold yours. Saren's other character, Ellen, who I believe is Shuri's friend.
The twitchy dude with the bow.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I would like to follow along, and I believe Kamsin is off sleeping off all the food she ate, but we could have her tag along as well. She's useful. And by that I mean she has magic, so that's the only reason I keep her around.
I wouldn't mind having that Bahamut individual with us. Divine magic won't hurt.
The paladin? Yeah, sure, I suppose.
Closes wounds, at least. He did perform some healing magics, I've noticed.
A little bit too good for me, but yeah, I suppose it's good to have.
I mean, honestly, I want to keep playing Holger. I like playing this character.
Yeah, so maybe your other character just decided to got tired of waiting outside the city for the rest of you, and wandered off. Maybe sent a note in somehow and said, "You guys, I'm leaving. I might come back someday." That sort of thing.
Probably.
Maybe.
We did spend like a week in the city.
And then there's also that Grick Silverwind character.
Yeah, he's currently still hanging around in the temple. That original temple we were at.
Yeah, the Temple of Bahamut. So he's there probably hanging out with Woe.
Yep.
And probably interacting a bit with John. That only leaves where's Lily? Yay, Lily. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next morning, yes?
Yep.
It is now the 6th of Flame Rule. The party was finished. The kobolds are still in the kitchen cleaning stuff. You've been paid for your services, and Jasmine is happy with your performance and willing to hire you back again. Willing to put in a good word. Do you have any questions you wish to ask her before you leave, or you just head into Lady Ivan's?
We're gonna hit the Lord What's His Face.
Alright, so you're gonna talk to Lady Ivan after you come back from your hunting trip? Is that the idea?
I thought we were gonna tell her before, so.
Oh, right, sorry.
She could know that it takes place.
Yep, we'll go there, let her know, and then go to What's His Face.
Alright. So, using Heinz's ability to navigate through the city, you arrive at Lady Ivan's mansion in the Castle Ward. It's an old looking structure. Nowhere near the size of Lady Jasmine's. It's like, a nice, quaint place comparatively. Like, there's probably no art gallery and no vast garden hanging out in back. You don't see that many windows along the exterior, and most of them seem to be like, got heavy drapes on them, possibly things half blocking them up above, so you can't really see into the house. As you get to the large door, it opens into a small, squashed entry room with a formal-looking butler standing there. Yes.
What's up, Lurch?
At the party, I was informed the lady might be of interest for some work for me and my friends.
Yes, she is currently interviewing for valets and other such people. Unfortunately, you will need to come back in the evening in order to talk to her.
It might be a few days then, because
Is she allergic to the sun?
The butler kind of like nods his head towards Hold here and says, very well. I will inform her that you wish to drop by. Come along in the evening and call a few hours ahead, and dinner will be provided as well as an interview.
Will do.
All right, Lurch.
My name is not Lurch. And he goes to close the door.
Dick. Oh well. Let's go get our hunt on.
So unlike this one, the Lord Farr's butler, who you met before, who right now spacing on what they look like, but I can't even remember if they're male or female, lets you in, and Lord Farr is there, very excited about all this. It's like, yes, my new hunting companions. I take it you worked well last night. You seem rested.
Of course. She's very hospitable.
Yes. Yes, she is. So, are you all ready to go?
Absolutely. I'm back in my normal, leather vest, leather pants, and scimitar on my back with my guitar.
Heinz is also not disguised anymore, so...
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and he's wearing his normal clothes as well.
Cage's hair is as wild as ever. It's kind of like Freakazoid in a way, except a lot longer.
That's cool.
On everything.
Everything.
That was a fork.
They're all normal forks, buddy.
The identify spell just starts to hate you like, it's just a fork.
It's not a sentient spell, it's not gonna hate him.
No, it's just gonna grow sentient, because it uses
Every time Will passes by that one guy, he just glares at him.
Say identify one more time, bitch.
Mahogany.
Mahogany is just fun to say.
Who's Mahogany? Mahogany.
Not any mahogany, but mahogany from Melchior 7, where their trees are 800 feet tall and breathe fire.
I just like the spell.
It's very quiet quality.
So, he's gonna take you on the road.
On the road again.
I assume we convinced Jahan to join us.
Title drop.
Yeah. Oh, you guys want to interact that one out?
What was it?
Do you want to play that one out, or you just want to say John is joining us?
I mean, unless he's going to have some sort of issues with it, I don't know if we need to play it out.
Yeah.
It's okay. What's the thing with the two characters? Because I can't follow.
Oh, I gave everyone 2 characters because in case their one character got killed or sidelined or something, or just didn't want to enter into where they are now, or go into the particular quest line that everybody else wants to join in, that they'd have a second character who'd be more amenable to it. If the other guy doesn't come back next week, you will get a second character because you'll be replacing him permanently. That's cool with you.
Second character that's gonna replace John. That's fine.
No, not replace John. No, replace the other the dwarf guy that hasn't joined us.
Oh yeah. Maybe Toothless. I kind of like him.
Oh, you want to make a version of Toothless? I can deal with that. Maybe he's one of Lady Jasmine's refugees.
I was thinking that.
Okay, so you're on the road from Waterdeep. You're in a nice. Toothless is a kobold. I'm forgetting which class Toothless is at the moment.
He's a badass monk.
That's right, he's the monk.
He's a badass monk who kills everything. And then is scared of everything as well.
Yes, you kills the wrong person by throwing darts at the enemy and then failing, and it was level 1 characters in their first adventure. So where you're going is about 50 miles away, if I'm looking at this map right. And I think we determined travel times last time. And once again, I can't find the particular page. Let's see, I know I have it marked off somewhere. That's random dungeon details. Where's the travel times? Where are the travel times? Where are you?
I know that Omega also means the end, so.
Yep.
The beginning and the end. Well, Alpha and Omega, but yeah, Omega.
He's the end of anybody he fights.
Yes. Just ask Strahd.
Oh, that is the same picture.
I thought that
Weird.
was hilarious that like each one of us at some point could not be charmed by him.
Yes.
Yeah. For all different reasons, and that ended up saving your asses in that game.
That was hilarious.
Basically, fuck you. No, fuck you. No, fuck you.
Well, you'd already lost one of your party members to a charm, so.
Kemsey just dropped the link to movement speed.
Thanks. I could have sworn I had it marked off from the last time we had this conversation, but apparently the bookmark fell out.
Travel base.
Alright. Okay, so, that's on foot, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure about mounted.
Okay, so actually, on mounted, 50 miles in a carriage, a fast pace on foot will travel you 30 miles in a day.
But a carriage isn't gonna go super fast.
Yeah, but it'll still go faster than on foot. So, I mean, if you can get one day...
Depends on how much crap is in the carriage.
People, I'm still assuming that it moves a bit faster. It moves more like 10 miles per hour rather than 4 miles per hour. Wait. Hold on. Maybe I misread that. Okay, 30 miles, so if somebody's moving 10 miles per hour, then even less than that, yeah, it should only take a day by carriage to get there, then.
I mean, I don't think that gives you feet movement speed, but like a horse only goes, a draft horse, which is going to be what's carrying the carriage, only goes about 10 feet faster than a person walking.
Right.
And if he has multiple draft horses, that would also depend on that too.
Yeah.
Let's assume 2 draft horses.
I figured this dude's rich as fuck. He could have whatever he wants. You have a couple of rhinos for all.
All right, so let's go. You'll be getting there in the before lunchtime on the second day, like 50 miles.
I'm playing my banjo the entire time.
I want to ride on the roof because I don't want to be
For
inside.
elephants.
She's like a dog on top of the roof. She's got her tongue out and wind blowing in her face.
Yeah, so you're laying up on the roof most of the time. When you stop for the evening, everything's nice. You guys take some shifts, but nothing bad happens. You have some nice food, some nice cheeses. He even provides a little bit of like travel wine, but he says that the drinks where you're going, where you're going to be staying for 2 nights, is far better than even this wine. But this is just like to drink with a dinner.
Oh yes.
And finally, in the morning, you take a turn off of the high road. Camp scene, you see a sign saying Nighstone, 10 miles ahead.
Take this next exit.
Nighstone, that sounds like a fun place.
Yes. So, somebody's typing. I'm just waiting to see what's written before I finish. All right. So currently it is the 7th of Flame Roll. It is morning, heading towards lunchtime, and after following. Sorry, I'm getting easily distracted. My head's hurting a little bit. After following the trail for 10 miles, you hear the ringing of a bell. The sound grows louder as Nighstone comes into view. A river flows around a settlement, forming a moat. The village itself is contained within a wooden palisade, beyond which you see a windmill, a tall steeple, and high-pitched rooftops of several other buildings. Apart from the ringing of the bell, you detect no other activity in the village. The trail ends before a lowered drawbridge that spans the moat. Beyond the drawbridge, 2 stone watchtowers flank an open gap in the palisade. South of the village and surrounded by the river moat is a cone-shaped, flat-topped hill on which stands a stone keep enclosed by a wooden wall. The keep, which overlooks the village, has partly collapsed. A wooden bridge that once connected the village the keep to the village has also partially collapsed. As soon as the driver sees this, he kind of commands the horses to whoa, and Lord Farah sticks his head out and frowns deeply. You can kind of make out from the mask because the mask kind of cut out at the bottom, and says, "Hey, what's going on out there? What's happened?"
Does this usually look this shitty?
No.
That's not right.
He kind of looks. He kind of turns back and says, "Well, I have hired you for your guard services. I suggest you go and take a look. We will stay here. You will be compensated for all of this, of course."
Cool.
Um,
Cage hops out of the cart.
Yeah, sure.
Alright,
Just
dear.
jumps
Don't
out of the
break
cart,
shit.
sword.
Yes.
yes, let's go.
And
You did
Cam's
say,
just gonna
yes,
like
yeah.
plop down off the top of the carriage.
You did say as you hired us that there were goblins that have moved into this area. Perhaps that's something has to do
Yeah.
with it?
Yes, something has happened here, definitely. Well, I imagine that that not only I will compensate you for your troubles, but I imagine that the leader of this establishment will also compensate you.
Sweet. Alright.
Lady Velarose Nandar. I'm sure she will pay you handsomely if you help find out. You are experienced, are you not?
Yep.
Of course.
Sure.
Highly.
I'm going
Right.
to just kind of look around. Are there other buildings besides the keep, or is it just the
Oh
keep?
yeah, there's unfortunately I kept looking, but I couldn't find a map. I know there is one out there, but I kind of did a toss up between buying the set, paying money to the set for just the maps that only affect this game, or buying the Monster Manual set that would give me tokens for all games. So I went with the tokens and decided I'll just do Theater of the Mind. People do that all the time. But as you're looking around, you can see the massive keep stone keep surrounded by a wooden fence with a bridge that's been severed. You see basically a moat, a river that's been turned into a moat that surrounds the entire settlement. The drawbridge to the settlement is down, and you're currently parked in front of it. Most of your perception is currently skewed because the bell, the temple bell will not stop ringing. It's just constantly going bong, bong, bong,
Sources?
bong.
I suppose we ought to go check out that bell. Maybe that's like a call for help.
Yeah, it's actually directly to the once you pass over the drawbridge, which is to the east of you, looking north, you'll see the temple along with its graveyard around it.
I'm gonna head that way. Keep my eye out for any trouble.
Roll perception check, please.
Nope.
You're oblivious. As far as you know, this is all hunky dory. Okay, Kage. You notice that two things seem to be wrong with this picture, other than just the ringing bell. To begin with, the drawbridge itself is lowered, but you can see that the watchtowers are completely unguarded. And of course, the big glaring the thing that something is wrong here is the fact that the keep bridge is partly collapsed.
Huh. Well, not only is this drawbridge lowered, but the bridge to the keep is all fucked up, too. Plus, there's a goddamn ringing.
Yeah,
Seriously, what
ringing's
the fuck?
annoying.
Who's John trying to persuade?
Well, I
The
tried
drawbridge.
yeah. That was
Please
not
lower yourself.
I'm checking. Camsey drops down and like looks at the ground, see if there's any kind of weird tracks.
Starts sniffing, licking the ground.
Yeah, she's like snooting around like a dog or something.
What was that girl? Little Tony fell in the well? It's no damn fault.
Alright. Sorry.
Holdier's just going into the temple. He is stopping that bell.
Temple to who? Which god? Can we tell?
Yeah, by the way, Kamseen, most of the second set of footprints is heading north. The other footprints look like they're coming from the north, heading in.
Alright, so Kimsey kind of like wanders around for a few, like sniffing around and like poking at the ground, and then she's like, looks like and correct me if I'm getting this wrong from your description, but it looks like the goblins came in, the humans went out.
Yep.
Can you say that again?
It looks like the goblins came in and the humans went out, and she kind of points. The goblins went into the city and the humans went north and she points the other way.
Towards the keep.
Or the temple? It was the temple north, wasn't it?
Well, I think the humans are leaving the city, right?
Yeah, it's like a nice little village here. Yeah, the human / like dwarves, halflings, basically people with those sort of footprints, are all heading to the north.
And what's to the north? Do we know?
It looks like the hills are to the north. There's probably some cave systems up there.
Do the goblin tracks does it look like the goblins took the humans prisoner and took them back, or are they only going into?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, I'm not good at investigating.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not sure. All you know is that the people that belong in a settlement like this are seen leaving it and heading north, while goblin-type footprints seem to be heading down from the north and heading into the little village here.
I'm gonna head toward that temple.
All right.
Yeah.
Roll a religion check.
I mean, Holdier is just going in it. He doesn't care what is.
You can tell from the details on the temple itself The temple is dedicated to Thandar, god of dawn, and Miliki, goddess of forests. It has a slender steeple containing a large bronze bell and stained glass windows depicting images of birth, the dawning sun, trees, and unicorns. The doors of the temple are wide open, and the bell is just ringing incessantly. Bong, 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 bong.
Somebody has a fetish for that bell because they're banging it real good.
I'm like try to sneak inside in case it's goblins ringing the bell.
I'm gonna sneak.
I'm just gonna bring you onto this random map.
Voldir is not sneaking. He is on
Got to
a
delete you guys off
mission.
this. Sorry. My bad. I'll fix that.
At the very least, at least 2 of us won't be noticed.
Okay.
4 of us.
Yeah, I don't think
So, you guys
the only
are
one
all,
we noticed is
you're all sneaking around. Sunlight pours into this high vaulted chamber through 4 stained glass windows set into the north and south walls. Beneath the windows are plain wooden benches for the elderly or infirm to sit. The room is mostly empty, but standing against the black wall is a wooden pulpit with steps leading up to it. The floor of the temple is composed of dirt. Set into the west wall north of the pulpit is a half-open door.
I'm gonna open the door and like peek.
Alright, since you guys are all sneaking, the following is in this back room. This back room contains a plain wooden bed where a most likely the village's alkalite priest or cleric slept. The mattress has been torn open and its straw pulled out. The floor is strewn with contents of 2 wooden chests, priestly vestments, and worthless personal effects. And you can see that there are 2 goblins here, gleefully swinging on the knotted rope. And every time they swing from it, the bell goes bong, 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 and they clearly do not notice you. They are just continuously giggling, and one pulls down on the rope and it goes bong, and the other one pulls down on the rope and goes bong.
I'm
I'm jumping goblins just at them. I'm gonna I get a sneak. No, I don't get a sneak attack, but I'm gonna take a surprise round on this goblin as soon as I see it.
Are goblins considered evil creatures?
We're going with the normal favoring rules, and so yes.
All right, so I can throw a javelin at him as well.
I was like right behind Cam scene, so
Yeah, Cam just basically throws open the door and launches herself at one of the goblins.
If it's a goblin, then.
And Shuri was behind
Jesus.
her.
Yeah, I don't get used for initiative anywhere. Do
That's
I?
weird.
Oh, nope, there I am. I missed it. Sorry, I'm blind. I forgot that I changed it. There we
And
go.
you may move yourselves into whatever. I have 2 volunteers there. Am I missing anybody?
Nope, John. We don't have John.
Oh, that's good. Like he's still under guest characters. Duh.
That one initiative.
You were damn.
And the goblins
2 people
completely do not notice you. They are just kind of like, again, having the time of their lives.
So she probably would have rushed that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get the other one.
Yeah, 1 second.
Having
Since
that
these
one.
are brand new token sheets, the sheet is processing for a moment, and it's going to take me a minute to roll initiative for them. Stupid thing.
The 10 and the 15 didn't kill him outright.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Just so you waste time. I got a 10 on the one
Oh,
I'm at, and
good point.
and Shuri got a 15
Oh, yeah,
on the one she got.
Hit points.
I'm not sure what their hit points are, so.
Yeah, I see that. I'm looking at their sheet. Yeah, that they would both be dead. It's like, ah! You cut them down in 2 quick strikes.
Stop the bell ringing!
And the goblins
You know,
die
I don't
at your
know-
feet.
I don't know much about goblins, but you think we should just, I don't know, ask them what they're doing?
And I think I'm going to award XP at the end of the of today's stuff instead of trying to do little bits of XP here and there for the goblins.
Yeah,
That's all right with
John
you
is
guys.
John is gonna step in and keep
Yeah,
That's
both
left.
both goblins are now dead. The blood is pouring out of them. The bell has stopped ringing. Each
Also,
goblin has a sack lying on the steeple floor. One stack contains blocks of incense, 3 blocks of incense, a silver holy symbol of Maliki, shaped like a unicorn's head, and some other personal effects that don't appear to be of any value. The other sack contains 3 empty vials, and the an unlocked wooden box containing 37 copper and 15 silver.
I'm assuming they were.
Probably looted from the temple. Yes.
I'm gonna take the holy symbol of Malaki, right?
Yep, it's shaped like a unicorn.
you know what? Something we should with this bell not ringing anymore. You think I'm sure their buddies are probably gonna get suspicious.
They're goblins.
Or they figure their buddies got bored of ringing the bell. I mean,
Or the thread is gone. Maybe
Just
the
ignore
thread
this.
is gone.
They're
Seem like
goblins.
they were playing. They weren't ringing the bell because they were. They looked like they were having fun, a grand old time.
Yeah.
Kind of wipes the blood from the blade. Seems so. Nice, now it's quiet.
Ah. Okay, that just doubled up on me. It didn't actually save. I'm just fixing a token.
So do we clear the town or go look at folk?
I mean, I'm going to kill a bunch of goblins.
If we make sure the town is safe before we bring the town in.
True.
That's probably a good idea.
But the folk could be like on a spit in a goblin cave for all I mean.
This is also true.
I mean, I don't think they would run from 2 goblins, so
Oh, there's definitely more, but it's between the. Did the goblins take the people prisoner, or did the people just run? Because it looked like the people went towards where the goblins came from.
I mean, it might have been a bit of both.
Could Heinz go outside and investigate the footprints that Kamsin was investigating?
Sure.
I'm gonna assist him in that. Give him the help action.
All right.
So it's his advantage.
Across from across from the as soon as you step outside, now that the bell has been stopped and you've actually got a chance to look around a little bit, you notice a farm across from the directly across from the little temple here. You notice that the house appears to be half crushed, and there's a huge rock resting in on top of the back room of the residence, half crushing the garden.
Well, I hardly think goblins did that. Where did Kamsin go?
I don't think goblins are capable of causing this much mayhem. I mean, I know they can cause mayhem because they're annoying little shits.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something else happened.
Well, don't they usually ally with other stuff, or get
I think the goblins
pressed
are
into servitude by other stuff?
Maybe. I think the goblins just moved into unclaimed territory.
As you guys look around further, you notice 2 wargs, wrestling around in the square to the east. They appear to be feasting off the body of a dog. They haven't noticed you yet.
How far off are they? Like distance-wise?
Alright, so basically, let's pretend that this right here is the temple. The wargs would be the equivalent of over here.
90 feet.
At the very edge of the area. So yeah, they are a bit away in the square in the central square of the little village.
Well, perhaps we should check out to north and see if we can find where they are and make sure they're safe and then clear the town.
Should we clear out those wargs real quick?
Yeah, I don't
Get a sneak attack if they haven't noticed us yet.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth. Take out my bow.
Yeah, that's my stealth on the 22. Not that it gives me any. Well, I don't know. I don't get advantage because I'm not a rogue, but I might take a level of rogue to be a dick.
I'll try to stop.
And you always have advantage. If they don't know where you are, you're hidden.
I'm loud as fuck.
Well, I'm taking a sneak sneak attack surprise round. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Unfortunately, it stopped as soon as John tripped over his own 2 feet. They basically snapped their heads up with John stumbling and immediately see you, interrupting whatever surprise round you could have otherwise had.
Claude.
Me just looking over there. All 3 of us are stealthy, just looking over at you. Like, really?
I expect that from Holdier, John.
Camsine.
Camsine is going to spit a firebolt at that one. I'm assuming I can hit him from there.
It's like 120 for firebolts, isn't it?
Oh, and that does nothing.
The firebolt slams into the ground next to it, causing the warg to growl further.
And that's it.
Shuri.
Are there any buildings? Like, is this buildings actually here, or are they just?
No, there's just a square here. There's no buildings to hide behind.
Alright, well, she's gonna move.
It's just a random map. Since I tried looking for this particular map online, I even checked Pinterest, and I couldn't find it. I just went scrolling through all sorts of information. I could not find this particular map.
I think it's the first map of Storm King's Thunder.
It is.
Well within range for an Eldritch Blast.
But like I said, I've seen plenty of people work it from just, people working around a table work from Theater of the Mind. So I figured, we might as well just do it from there.
I'm the red one.
Alright, so that one takes damage. It just slams into the warg and it yelps as it strikes through the armor.
Like light blue, white energy just comes flying at it.
Yeah.
And that's the end of my turn.
And now we have Cage.
Wait, which one's been attacked?
That'd be red.
Okay. I'm gonna point at it and I'm gonna tell it. And I'm gonna say, hey, if you keep eating that dog, you're gonna get fat. It's just mockery.
Its ears flatten against its head. And it just growls, but it seems to be smirking at the same time because it did not get hurt by that. One of you speak Goblin?
No.
No.
Alright.
Nope.
I didn't know that was language you could.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you can take it.
I know Gnomish.
And if you're a ranger, you can get it for your favorite enemy.
Yeah.
Soldier just kind of misses with both his weapons.
Should be
He's
using
the one
those
that has
maces
the-
you picked up.
He's the one with the bandolier of maces, isn't he?
I only have one. I've sold a bunch.
Oh, okay, he sold them. Well, that's why you missed. You no longer had your bandolier.
Well, I mean, I still have 2 war picks, 2 war hammers, and 2 war axes.
Yeah. Heinz.
How are you carrying all that and stealthing? Clunk, clunk, clunk.
He's not.
He's not.
Yeah.
He has not stealthed this entire time.
Heinz will move up here and have a look at the blue one and use insightful fighting. So I will roll a insight check and against its deception.
Yeah, I went with that subclass for.
Bollocks!
You have no idea. I don't even have to worry about bottom.
Well, I mean, come on.
Is that an action or a bonus action?
Bonus.
Bonus.
Bonus
So what's your action?
My action is to shoot it with a bow.
I mean, you still get sneak attack, so that's good.
Better luck on your next one, I guess.
And is that against blue or red?
Still blue.
Blue. Alright.
Oh shit!
It strikes the...
Well,
You strike an arrow directly into its shoulder and it yelps. Wow. 17
That's
damage.
max.
Lots of blood now runs down, darkening its fur and skin and dripping onto the ground.
well
And
you
then it
might
hits
be hard
something
to
vital in
read.
its shoulder.
You might be hard to read, but you still bleed.
Yeah, and that warg is so incensed and so angry about that it streaks past Holdier right at Heinz. Holdier, attack of opportunity.
Or not.
Wow.
Oh, okay. It got so angry at Heinz's attack that it got itself killed as it tried to pass by Holdier.
Heinz is like flinching, like, no. Alright.
The other warg strikes out at Holdier.
Ah,
And you guys are much more powerful than these guys. You're gonna clean up. John.
I'm gonna move over here and I'm gonna throw a javelin.
This barely pushes through the thick hide. A javelin sticking out of its back. Scan scene.
She's gonna spit another firebolt at at it.
And again it misses.
Doing terribly.
Poor
with my
cam
ranged
scene.
ability. I don't know. 1d20 plus 2 is 4. I rolled a 5.
Alright. I'm gonna run up and do Eldritch Blast again. I think. Let me look. Where's my character sheet? Oh, that's right. I gotta reopen it up. Yeah. Character sheet. Actually, you know what? He's not full HP, so I'm gonna do this. Because it'll be funny.
Roll the dead. One creature make the wisdom saving throw. Necrotic damage. Okay, you basically do that against the warg. The warg locks eyes with you for a moment, and then just starts to everything about it seems to fade out. Its skin sort of tightens up, its fur collapses off, and it doesn't exactly disintegrate, but it basically ages to death right in front of you. Its teeth falling out, decays, and then collapses to the ground in a pile of bones and skin.
The eyes
All here is
will melt.
backing up. Like, what the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ.
That's
Toll the Dead is a
disgusting.
fun cantrip.
John's gonna pick up his javelin.
That was effective.
I'm gonna gut the other one.
That's a whole lot of nope right there.
I'm gonna gut the one that didn't age rapidly.
Alright.
Cut it open, see what I can find.
Alright,
So
I'm-
survival.
Yep.
Click up there. Yep. Hang on, guys. Watch this. I pull out a dagger just to start cutting it
Okay,
open.
good. Do good creatures allowed to do this to sentient beings?
Well, it's dead
It's an
and
animal.
it's evil.
No,
And I'm doing it to
wargs aren't considered animals as far as D&D is concerned. They can speak.
Ah, didn't know that.
It
Well, either
means
way,
that-
I'm doing it to
Wait,
see if
what?
So I was just
find-
thinking that since my one of my characters is considered evil for corpse eating, then I can think of it as pragmatic, and so I keep thinking that I wonder if a good creature is allowed to desecrate a body of a
But
of a
they're
being.
an evil monstrosity, so I don't.
That's
think,
true. That's why I was pondering about that. Well, you're not lawful good anyway, so
Well,
And
that-
I
a
guess
I'm
warg is an
trying-
evil
better.
predator that delights in hunting and devouring creatures weaker than itself. Yeah, I think it's okay if he butchers and eats it.
I've
Well,
got to
they're
be
gonna eat
careful
it.
because I might turn into an Ifrit. Because I can't hurt anything.
No, I didn't say you couldn't
Evil.
hurt anything.
No, I
they are
can't.
evil.
Because devotion cleric.
Nice.
Anyways, I'm doing it to see if I can find anything in the stomach.
So yeah, I imagine that John would probably have a problem with what Cage is doing, but other than that, yeah, I guess since Cage is chaotic and they are technically evil monstrosities, and that's fine. You basically just find bits and pieces of a partially digested dog in its stomach. That's about it.
Mhm.
nothing human.
I say we check up north where Cam's seen all those tracks go then.
By the way, I'm covered in blood now, like covered.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm a
around
gnome, I was
you,
thinking about
to the north of you appears to be an inn. To the east of you is a stable. To the south of you, southeast and west of you are farms. Further south is another farm, but all the way south is the partially collapsed bridge.
Does our noble dude have guards with him, or did we leave him out there for the goblins to steal?
You kind of left him out there with the horse and carriage, so he kind of figures that if goblins suddenly attack, he can immediately run away on the horse. But for right now, he's kind of staying put and waiting for you to tell him what the hell's going on.
Goblins kill the horse.
There's two of them. He figures you can do it.
We at least need to head to that noble house or whatever on the other side of the bridge.
You can't get there because the bridge is collapsed.
Partially.
I mean,
There's a hole in the middle, I think. Right?
it's a moat.
Yeah, like how it collapses the bridge. Is it not passable, or is it just like
Is it like
half
Ocarina
down?
of Time?
Alright, so you're going down to the bridge?
We're gonna take a look at the bridge.
Alright, so I'm just making sure there's not, see if there's anything that you would notice that'd be in your way before you reach the bridge. 1 second.
Occasionally it's water too, but he needs it to clean himself off. Oh wait, duh. Press digitation, I'm cleaning it.
Alright, as you get down to the second farm south, you notice that there are two goblins dancing right behind the cottage along the garden. They are wearing hollowed-out pumpkins on their heads and appear to be playing a game of blind tag, not paying any attention to you whatsoever.
Hang on.
I
I wanted to ask him a question. If they
Oh,
attack
no.
me, then go ahead and
Can you
kill
speak Goblin?
them. No, but I could try to speak to him in common, see if that can work.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm gonna go, hey goblin dudes.
The goblins immediately stop their game, and one of them pries off of its, its blindfold pumpkin thingy. 1 second, I'm just double checking to see it. Yeah. The goblin blinks at you and says, "Hey, thought you were all gone." Well, I don't want to sound like a goblin.
Actually,
sorry. Hey, I thought you guys had all left here.
Actually, I have a question about that. If you don't mind humoring me for a moment.
The other one takes off its pumpkin and goes, "Why are you covered in blood?"
Oh no, I cleaned myself. Press
Oh, okay, sorry. Forgot. Okay, so the other one's still got its pumpkin on and it's still kind of playing with it. What question? The first one says.
What happened to all the humans that were here?
They ran away after the rocks fell on the town.
What rocks? From the... Are we at the base of a mountain? Add a character?
Nope, you're kind of near a forest. Let me double check the let me relook at my map of Storm Coast to see if I can have a good description of it.
Okay.
Sword Coast. Not Sword Coast. Sword Coast. No, there's some hills, but no mountains.
Okay. What rocks? What are you talking about? There's no mountains near here for...
Oh. Well, I didn't actually see it myself, but I heard that there was these huge clouds passing by one day, and all of a sudden these rocks came raining down all over the village. You could hear it all the way up in the caves. Our boss sent us down here to find out, to loot the place after the humans ran away.
Okay. What kind of check would I have to do in order to see if I know what they're talking about?
Nature check.
Here I go. What's nature? Is that intelligent?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you can do that as well, Fluffy. Alright.
I got 20.
So, hearing that description, looking at the rocks, and hearing the words clouds moving around the heads as the rocks rain down, you have the sneaking suspicion that cloud giants did this. That cloud giants came along and rained rocks down on this village.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate the information. I'm sorry to have interrupted your game.
Sure you
Go ahead
can,
and go back
Heinz.
to what you're doing.
Yeah, he isn't lying, but he might be withholding something.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. Could you say it?
Sorry. You know that he's not lying. He's saying everything, as far as he is aware of it. But he might be. He seems to be holding something back. He isn't telling you everything.
I'm gonna just walk up to him. So, I'm gonna need you to do something for me.
The other goblin at this point takes off its pumpkin, and they both look up at you. What?
I need you to get all of your friends and leave, or I will kill you all to the last one.
Roll persuasion check.
Wouldn't that be
Persuasion or
intimidation?
intimidation?
Oh, it was right. Intimidation. Sorry. Oh yeah. Oh god. The goblin goes, yeah, definitely, boss. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right. We'll go. He kind of pokes at his buddy and says, "Come on, let's clear out of here. We should get out of here before our old boss says comes to find out what the hell's going on."
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the information.
They start clearing out.
Well, everyone, it is my hypothesis that this town was bombarded by cloud giants.
Fun.
You sure it just wasn't raining rocks?
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
That's not a normal occurrence, so yes.
So here's what I suggest. I think we should go back to Lord what's his name, and how do I put this? Get the fuck out of here.
We should see where the people went.
Yeah.
The footprints. You said that they headed north, right?
Yeah, up into the hills.
So we'll let Lord what's his name know, and then see what he wants.
True. We're still under his employment.
So back to the cart.
So you're not going to go down to the bridge then? You're just gonna you decided to just head back to the carriage?
I mean,
Yeah.
Take a look at the bridge.
All right.
oh
We're
yeah,
here.
we're on our way there.
All right. You can see a 70-foot long, 10-foot wide sloped bridge that is used to connect the village to the keep. However, it looks like one of those rocks must have struck it and destroyed a 15-foot section of it, cutting the keep off from the rest of the village. You might possibly be able to jump across it, but it will be difficult.
Well, you can jump, 10 plus your strength?
I can only jump 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only jump 11.
I think Holier could
Yeah.
probably jump it. He's got 15
I think-
or 14.
I can jump
I
9
think
feet.
Coldier might be able to throw us.
Oh wait, no, that's wrong.
But
Character.
I'm gonna say
Passing
this now.
gnomes!
Holy
I dropped 10.
Holier cannot.
Okay, it says
Go.
when you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score. So, if your strength score is 15, you can make it.
Ah.
If you run 10 feet before you go.
Yeah.
11
I could
for me,
cover
so no.
14.
I can make it 10 feet.
I can
Well,
go 18 feet.
well, carry your rope across, and then I'll tight rope walk.
That works for
Probably
me.
get away with that.
Hey, John, hold this.
Is it your beer?
I was about to say that.
Where'd you get that beer?
Watch.
Hold my beer and watch this.
Well, they haven't been to the tavern yet, but imagine there's beer there.
No, he would give him end of a rope as he
Or it's
does a
like
running jump.
the end of the most recent Ghostbusters where the one character's just showed up with a sandwich all of a sudden. It's like, where'd you get that?
I ask a question.
I mean, he does have a water skin that might be filled with rum.
That's true. Hold my rum
Why
then.
is the rum?
Oh,
Why is
nice
the rum
running
done?
punch. Yeah, he's gonna do the running jump.
Alright. So, you have a strength score of 15 or higher. You can leap it across. Another part of the bridge to the higher. Blah, blah, blah. So, you land on, let's see, do a acrobatics check for me.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics.
Faceplant.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good. So, you are jumping down to the let's see, wait a minute, is it jumping up or jumping down? Yeah, slip. So I'm always assuming that's slip downward and that thing is like, down lower. Actually, let me double check this map once more. Maybe there's a thing on it. No, I'm assuming that's going because it's that. Oh, actually, no. Reroll athletics checks. You're going higher to lower. I mean, sorry. You're going from lower to higher. All right, you succeeded. You managed to land on the higher part and keep yourself up and have the rope with you. So you can then, because it's slightly sloped. So you can then tie the rope off and allow your party members to get across.
Yep. Tie it up and hold it as well.
Alright. So, if you're tight roping across, that's acrobatics. If you are climbing across, actually that's probably also acrobatics because that's a climb check. It's the same thing as a climb check.
Cam just kind of runs along the rope a little.
I'm pretty
He's
sure
right behind her.
climbing is athletics.
I'm not climbing though. I'm tightrope walking. If it's not a
I-
super steep slope, I'm just walking along the rope like a weirdo.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
right
gentle
behind.
incline.
I'm right behind her. I'm running across it too.
I'll do acrobatics as well. And apparently Nando as well. 7 plus 4.
Let's see. You're fine. You just barely managed to stay on, but it's like kind of touch and go for a little bit here.
It's bouncing a little from Cam.
Yeah.
It.
Maybe I should have waited for Cam to get off of it.
John, what about you?
I was talking about. I was just fine.
How much strength do you need to jump over?
15. And then you have to roll a athletics check.
Wait, can I tie the rope down somewhere?
Yes.
I'll tie the rope down first, and then I'll try to jump over.
Alright.
You can do it. Yeah. More graceful than Holdier.
I mean, it's
Like
Holdier.
a swan.
He doesn't do anything with grace.
Not
Alright,
wrong.
yeah, John basically lands well. It's like amazing because he's in all that heavy armor. They can't sneak in. And he, trips on his own 2 feet when he's walking around. And yet, here he's graceful as all get out. He could be in the circus with that land.
I've known some guys in the circus. Oh man, they know how to party. This one time, and he just starts going off on another story.
So, set into the moat's curtain wall are 2 windowless stone gatehouses with wooden shingled, high-pitched rooftops. Between the stands, a set of oak doors with iron hinges. They're currently not barred, but they are closed.
Hey, Holdier, can you open that?
Of course. Do I need to do an athletics to push this door open?
Nah, the doors are fine. You kind of squeak it, the door open with that, sound, the squeaking noise. That sounded more like an electronic noise. And you can see that you are in a gatehouse. Set into the gatehouse, set aside as a guard's barracks. The east building contains 6 bunk beds with 12 beds in all and a dozen footlockers. The west building is similarly furnished, but a falling rock has destroyed half the building's contents in the west building. You can also see the dead bodies half crushed under the rock.
Ah, that's horrible.
As you enter into the great hall, which is half buried in rubble, you see four guards, both male and female, Aluskan humans. I'm trying to remember what Aluskan looks like. And on a table, there's the body of a woman that looks like she was crushed under falling rock. And they appear to be arguing. They don't even notice you at first.
Wait. So there's 4 guards.
Yep.
Still alive.
Yep.
Arguing.
Yep, they're arguing with each other. And there's a dead woman's body laying on a dining table.
Shut up!
They all stop and immediately look up, looking surprised. How did you get in? One yells.
I jumped.
Not wrong.
He's not lying.
I jumped. What the fuck do you think I did?
Well, they all look very surprised and immediately, their arms lowered to the sides. One kind of sits down heavily on the ground and kind of covers his face, with his hands and goes, "Oh, all of this," and kind of rocks slightly. Another one steps up, a woman, and says, "All right, well, where did you come from? How did you get here?"
We came from
I have a
Waterdeep
question.
in a carriage.
He's not wrong, I say as I come out from behind this leg. Hey, what did you guys do to piss off the cloud giants?
We didn't do anything. They just came here, and started dropping rocks on us. We didn't attack them. They didn't tell us They didn't demand our surrender. They just started attacking us for no apparent reason.
Why are you still here?
You saw the bridge. It got crushed 3 days ago. We can't get out.
Well, there's a rope now.
There is, and the guard looks back at the other guards, and they'll kind of get up.
How do you think I got across?
Wait, sorry. Strong. That's like being able to jump across the bridge hole.
I mean, not every guard is strong.
Well, one of the guards clearly has a broken leg, and is that's the one that's been sitting. And kind of points at it and says, "I can't jump."
Hey, John, you want to come heal this dude?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll just give him 5 points of lay on hands, which. Give me a second.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna ask him. So who all was here in the? Who all is still here? Besides you?
Just us. Our lady Nandar died unfortunately in the attacks, and it kind of looks back at the body on the table. We managed to.
That we're with? Sorry.
Lord Farah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Lady Nandar got buried got buried under the rocks in the assault, and we managed to get her body out from under there, and we're hoping to bury her at some point.
Lord Varos is very happy us.
Lord who?
Lord
We
Dino.
came with him to go on a hunt, and we had planned on staying here during that. And
One of the other guards starts laughing hysterically at that and kind of collapses against the table and goes, hunting.
Okay.
I think some giants beat us here to do it.
yeah, it's true.
I feel like we're missing something here.
All right, guys.
What's so funny?
We just got here. Why don't you tell us the whole story?
Where shall we
You
begin?
know, Holdier's gonna get upset.
No, I mean, well, what's the courtyard like? Or is there like no like dirt?
You say courtyard?
Yeah, is there a courtyard?
No, the basically the key, well, actually no, there is a courtyard, but it's covered in, it's like a bunch of stones around in it. Well, not really a courtyard per se, like, you know, it's basically there's just some grass surrounding the keep itself.
Hey guards, did this lady like this place a whole lot?
Most of them kind of nod.
Alright, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Holdier's gonna go dig a hole.
While he's doing that, I'll burn some incense and make it say a prayer.
And while he's doing that, I'm gonna play some soft music.
By the way, do you have Lesser Restoration?
I only have first level spells, so the answer is no.
So no,
But-
the guy's leg is unfortunately still broken. You
But-
basically helped cure him of his pain, but he can't really walk on it.
I actually can fix diseases.
Diseases or broken things.
It says diseases.
So no, you keep him from going to sepsis, but you know he probably would have gotten to sepsis a couple days ago if he was in danger of that. You're right. One person's out digging a hole.
Could I investigate the body?
Sure. Alright. She definitely died of crush injuries. Unfortunately, you can tell from some of the features of her, you know, face and other things that she didn't die immediately. She most likely got crushed and then started bleeding out and just couldn't be rescued. Died, you know, buried in her rubble. On her body, you can see a gold wedding ring set with tourmalines on the third finger of her left hand. She doesn't need to be carrying anything else on her.
Okay. And is the ring anything I think I should make a mental note of? Does it look anything special, or is it just a wedding ring crafted for her?
It looks like it'd be worth a lot of money given your background.
I'll leave it.
Heinz, what are you doing over there?
I'm just checking. Maybe there's something to learn about the body.
Necrophilia.
Alright, well, our first thing is to figure out how to get Crippy here across the bridge. And then once we do that, we can the Lord what's his face. We can tell him what.
So one of the female guards kind of like, you know, looks you guys over and says, "So you were on a hunting trip, dressed like that?"
Yeah, one of the
Whoa,
lords.
whoa. I'm very stylish, thank you very much.
There's something wrong with the way we're dressed.
But yes, we were going on a hunting trip. We're gonna have fun, kill some animals, and party.
We were hired to guard, mostly. The Lord did not wish to be disturbed by any goblins during his hunt.
Well,
We saw all hell has broken loose here, and he asked us to come investigate. Now that we found you four, we can try and figure out a way to get your friend, Mr. Broken Leg over there, across the bridge, and to him. He can give you help that you need.
well, that would be a good thing to do, she says. Yeah, before you
now we
came
have to
along, we're getting ready to kill each other. You don't have any food, do you?
Not on us, but I'm sure what's this?
Great.
He's outside.
I mean, everybody carries. I carry rations.
Oh, yeah.
I hand him each a ration. Why not?
They all bolt them down. Clearly, their food supplies had been damaged.
Jeez, when you say kill each other, I'm assuming you meant eat each other.
You could have just eaten the dead lady.
We weren't that hungry yet. No, we wanted to kill each other for
Well-
other reasons. It's more of a, locked in a room, four people locked in a room together with a rotting corpse. Tensions get high.
Fair enough. I'm sure you would have
Well-
eaten each other afterwards.
That's true camaraderie right there.
Another one of the guy says, "What, is this guy a cannibal?
Hey,
He
like
seems to
you
be
said,
obsessed with
desperate
eating
times
people."
Desperate times call for desperate measures. I don't know how long you guys would have lasted before you started eating each other.
It's been 3 days! The guy, pulls out his hair and starts shrieking at you.
Yes, and now we're here. So congratulations, you're being rescued. Now we have to figure out a way to get Mr. Broken Leg across the broken bridge.
The guy
Not
kind of
broken,
leans
sugar.
down on the ground and starts crying.
I'm gonna go over there and pat him on the back. It's okay.
No, not you! Go away!
Hey,
Go
trust
away,
me, I know.
evil gnome.
I know. Bad shit has happened. You'll get over it. The lady's gonna be buried. We're gonna take care of that. Everything will be okay now.
So by the time that
That was
the characters who went out to help bury set up the burial come back to get the body, they basically walk in on the scene of the gnome patting this crying guy on the back.
Cage, what are you doing?
Try to make him feel better.
I don't think you're working.
It'll work eventually.
You finished
just
digging the
upset.
grave.
I have.
Well, I suppose it must have been quick. It doesn't really need to be a deep one. A shallow grave should work for this. What's this one?
Better than rotting on the floor.
Pile some rocks on top of her. Yeah.
Yep.
As in life, so as in death.
No. Too soon? Too soon.
Yeah, but that's what you do with bodies that you don't want shit digging up. You put rocks on it.
She's not wrong.
That guy who started crying is now whimpering further as you're talking about burying this woman under rocks. You hear him mumbling something about it took us a day to get her body out from under the rocks. Ah!
You want a warg to dig her up and pick at her eyes? Or
This seems to upset him further, while the woman just kind of starts breaking down into fits of laughter.
Could I do an insight check on the guy who's laughing? Has he just gone
The woman,
insane?
it's a woman.
Woman.
Yeah, it's probable that they're all suffering from some kind of shock and low level madness.
Great. Tell you what, I'm just gonna go and tell Lord Farah what's up.
All right, so you're heading out there alone.
Yes.
Yes. I'll go with.
I'm gonna go with as well.
As you head back out across the bridge, roll and start backing towards the square. Roll a perception check.
No perception. Perception.
Wow.
All right, Shuri.
Shuri's with
From one of the windows of the inn, you see a flying snake come flying out from there, heading off into the sky.
Huh. Anyone else see that?
No.
A
What?
flying snake
What?
that just
See what?
Flying
Snake.
flying snake.
Snakes don't fly.
Out.
Hey,
They
Slither.
have wings.
Where did it come from?
It came from the inn.
Right.
Do I see it up in the air?
The Shiori is the only one who saw it.
Are you sampling the rock, Shuri?
No, I thought that was you.
I
Sampled
believe
everything else. Hmm. I at very least I will go check that out. If you want, no one wants to, if they can.
Well, it's on the way. Let's do that, I suppose. Let's just cross this rope first.
Oh no, I
I'm
said
sure
this
the
was
guards
after.
will work.
I said this was already after you crossed the rope when you were approaching the
Yeah.
inn. That's when you
Okay.
saw
So
the.
is this big long building the end, probably?
Alright.
Well, you can just
Here?
pick.
We can just assume it is.
Yeah, it's really like the building to the north, but you can assume any building at the moment. But yeah. So this is the famous inn that you were promised nice rooms at. That supposedly has some really good ale. Maybe not quite as good as Phil's finest, but you know what is.
Which window did this thing come out of? Is it one at like ground level?
It came out of one of the upper level windows.
Should we take him a bottle because he's not gonna be happy that the town is gone?
You can see that one of the rocks dropped from the giants has punched through the roof and has landed in the middle of the dining area. You can see this from the destruction rained in through the roof and through the partly open doors of the inn.
I'm gonna try to slip inside.
Alright. You can see that the entire dining area is strewn with wreckage. There's bits of a dining table here and there. There's pairs of long benches, and even the remains of a bed and wardrobe from the upper floor. Two smaller round tables and several chairs remain intact, and resting on top of each table is an unlit oil lamp. Lying on the floor in the middle of the room is a dead goblin with a crossbow bolt sticking out of its chest.
So we're not the only ones killing goblins here, huh?
Seems so.
Is there an upstairs?
Yes, you can see stairs towards the back of the room.
I'm gonna attempt to sneak my way up there because I'm never sure when I'm gonna roll shitty.
Alright.
Heinz is gonna move into the building stealthily. Not so
Yeah,
stealthily.
same.
Duh.
I'm gonna hope to be stealthy. How's that sound?
Nope.
No.
We both go in and both hit, just fumble on each other like, what the? No!
Alright.
Cam wasn't doing so good herself, but she just cringes when she hears like Heinz and Shuri like
So you
pull in
get
a china shop.
you get into the upper hall, and you basically see a couple of bedrooms, and then you notice the one room that is clearly the room that got partially crushed by the rock. There's at least let's see, there's at least two other guest rooms here, and the one that was crushed by a rock, and there appears to be a bedroom as well. It doesn't have a number on it, or label on it like that.
Well, since nothing came running when those two made the noise, I'm just gonna cautiously check room by room.
Alright. So, the first room you look into is a vacant bedroom that contains two beds, an empty wardrobe, a desk and chair, and an oil lamp that sits into one corner of the desk, with another one resting on a table tucked between the beds, and a bearskin rug. The second guest room looks very much the same. The bedroom looks like it was destroyed, for the most part, by a rock flattening the northwest corner of the inn. Hanging on the east wall is a tapestry depicting a mountain landscape, and tucked under the window in the southeast corner is a locked wooden chest. What remains of the floor is safe. You can see that the floor is actually safe to walk on in this room.
She's gonna call out that anybody know how to unlock a chest?
I do.
You other than smashing it?
I mean, you can smash a lock.
I mean, I can open it.
I don't want it since inside, and you might want to check it for traps. That's
Is
what my
holding or
partner
even
my partner used to do that.
No.
I don't know how to do that.
I hold your ears buried in the body.
Yeah, Cage is withholding deer.
Right. Well,
Now.
Heinz is gonna move up then and check out the box she found.
I'm just falling down through the whole ceiling. Hey, there's a box up here!
Oh, I love boxes.
Alright, so you see an iron chest.
Alright.
I'm kind of behind him, about 10 feet away,
Alright.
just in case things go wrong.
Roll investigation check, by the way, on that dead goblin.
Yes.
The body is lukewarm, and from your experience, you can imagine that it's been dead for, probably died shortly before you rolled into town. Like maybe within, around the same time, just as when the bells were still ringing.
I'm just gonna, as I walk up, I'm just gonna, the goblin's fresh. Get your goblin.
So somebody else is here.
And then I'm gonna try to unlock that box.
Alright.
Thief tools. What is that? Would it be sleight of
Dexterity.
hands? Dexterity.
Dexterity and proficiency. I assume you're
Well,
proficient.
if you're proficient in it, if you took proficiency in it. Well, you should be proficient in it.
Because I think the rogues automatically get it.
Yeah.
So
But you can take expertise in it too.
That is true.
I don't know if he did.
so it's this. It's what I roll +2.
Ooh.
So 23.
Oh yeah. The lock, the complicated lock actually pops open at your expertise, and inside you see a suit of chainmail sized for a dwarven helm, a leather bag that holds 45 gold and 2 100 gold worth of gemstones, and a potion of some kind.
I'm gonna put all the small contents, the gold and the gems and the potion in my bag, and maybe we can keep the box with the other things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to carry it around. My back hurts.
Oh dear.
The mail's not anything fancy, is it? It's just regular.
I'm sorry. What's not fancy?
The mail's nothing fancy, right?
No, it's a size for a dwarf.
Like I pick it up and it doesn't weigh like nothing. Like if it was a mantame or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just all normal. But somebody dwarf size could probably wear it. There's somebody with a small enough chest size compared, or whatever chest size a dwarf has compared to a human.
So how much gold and how much gems was there?
You found 45 gold, and you found 2 gemstones.
All right. And the potion I don't recognize.
Yeah, you don't know what type of potion it is. You're not a magic user.
All right.
Does this place have a basement?
I don't think so, but there is one other guest bedroom.
Okay, I'll check the last room, I guess.
All right.
Give another stealth roll.
I'm following behind her just to make
And,
sure she doesn't
from the person who saw the flying snake, you know that this is most likely the room that the flying snake came from.
I'll probably let her know that. Kind of be like, careful.
It's also the same room that is half down in the dining room at this point. All right. The door opens slightly, and you can see a woman kind of kneeling in the corner. She looks up. She looks up at you and lets out a breath. Oh, you're human. I thought you were more of those goblins.
No, not really. But hi.
Well, okay, you're no. I should say, oh, you're normal
You're not a goblin?
You're
Is
not a
that it?
goblin. Yes, you're not more of those goblins. No, thank God. Thank God, that sort of thing, or thank the gods, or whatever.
Hello.
I think we ran the goblins off. I think it's safe now.
Oh, good. She lets out a huge sigh of relief.
So
I tried my best to stay hidden back here, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna last forever. I mean, she gestures at the big hole. I figured any time now somebody was gonna climb up here, but I figured the goblins thought I was dead up here.
That reminds me. What was that just flew out of here?
What was what?
It looked like a snake.
She shakes her head. I didn't see it, but I really haven't been looking outside. I've been, trying to hide back here, and I really haven't seen anything.
I'm gonna inside check this so hard.
Alright, let me think back for a moment.
I did the same thing. I did suck the shit out of her.
I don't trust you. Well, that's just short. You don't trust really anything.
It's a shame.
Kage, you're inside checking her?
No, I'm not even there.
Okay.
I got a attempt to do that, but I'm not very insightful. But
Nope.
Yeah.
can't see
I've-
the tongue
Well,
out.
it seems that she could be on the level. I mean, terror, fear.
This is a lady, I think.
Yeah, she could easily, have just been hiding up here, not noticed anything, climbing around the windows, or
Heinz
roosting
joins
there.
these two. Just too late to be able to tell. Like he didn't hear the conversation, so I guess he can't even do an inside check.
Yep, too late for him.
Yep. I'm like, hey.
Where did you guys even come from? It's been 3 days.
Water deep.
Oh, so the reinforcements are here?
Nope.
No.
No, not at all.
Her face falls.
Of course, reinforcements are here. Hold ears somewhere in this village.
Yeah, we got an angry dwarf.
Human.
Human.
Yeah, hold your side door.
Sorry, I just imagine him being a dwarf.
An angry, human-sized dwarf.
Yes.
Perhaps we should get her to join up the other and the guards, I guess.
Yeah, let's take it back to the carriage.
Yeah,
Sorry, who are you?
Oh, my name's Kella.
Kala.
And who are you?
Heinz just gonna stand there and ponder for a second and go, Marco.
You hear a voice shout, Polo!
Can I see a crossbow?
She kind of looks blankly at you. My what?
You ask a lady for her crossbow? That's rude.
No, I asked if we could see it.
You don't see anything on her.
Alright.
So, who killed the goblin?
How should I know? She did goblin?
Well, I mean, you were in the building and the goblin died, probably screaming because it was shot in the back with a bolt. I just thought you might notice such a thing.
Well, I've been hiding up here, okay? My head's been down. I've been trying to keep quiet, and the goblins scream all the time. Especially with that bell that was ringing. So much noise. How was I supposed to notice anything screaming?
Oh, Campstein took care of that.
Yeah, they're squishy.
Do I feel like, you know what? Fuck it. Inside check.
She was being rude.
Keep in mind, you have that one.
Yeah, she.
Yes, it can't be lower than 15.
What?
My inside check.
Alright.
Really?
Yep.
Unless you're rolling that one.
Roll a history check for me, Heinz.
History.
Yeah.
That could be lower.
Ooh, I'll whisper something to you.
Ooh, yes, whisper sweet secrets.
Secrets.
I love it. Sweet secrets.
Oh, hi. Your one hand is kind of firm today. Meanwhile, at the keep, Cage is playing poker with the 4 guards.
Whilst they were crying.
Stop taking all of our money. We don't have.
He's paying for food and beating them, and I'm like, no.
No, I just
Royal-
got those rations.
Ace is high. I win.
He said aces were low last round.
Go fish.
Keep every hand.
Okay, Hildier. So, Heinz, what do you do about that information?
Hmm. Let's go. Oh, interesting. There are a lot of coincidence today.
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's probably nothing. Let's just move on.
all right.
Keeping an eye on her.
I kind of think of him like pointing two fingers at his eyes and then pointing back at her.
No, I'm watching you.
One last question.
That's it. You just made my list.
You're from here, right?
She shakes her head. No, I was traveling here. I was staying in Zinth.
Well, what could you tell us what happened here?
I'm not sure. Cloud giants attacked, and they were throwing stones down, and I think I saw them carrying something away. There's this huge stone that where this town got its name, Nighstone, and I could have sworn it's not there anymore. It doesn't look like it was crushed either. Looks like it was just, lifted up and taken away.
Hmm.
They stole a rock.
Was throwing rocks.
They threw rocks.
So they
to
gave us a
steal
bunch of
rock.
rocks. They just wanted to trade rocks, right?
Rocks.
They just
the
threw the
drug.
rocks in here and then they took.
Would
I figured it out.
Mind blown.
Hey, we know a guy that has rocks.
No, you've never been here before, she asks, looking a little confused at the party.
Nope. I have
Oh,
no idea where I am.
I know a little bit about this place. I spent a little time here before all of this happened, and there was this stone that this whole place got its name from, the Nightstone. It was just, some sort of old artifact, large, and covered in kind of ruiny things that nobody knows in some language that nobody speaks. It's just been sitting there in the middle of town for forever, and I think now it's gone. I think that's what those giants were after.
They took a rock covered in runes.
Interesting.
So you're here on a rescue. You're gonna help me out.
We're just out on a jolly hunting trip.
What are you hunting now, then?
Giants, I guess?
I just gonna go look off into the distance. Go the truth.
She kind of laughs when you say giants. It's like, you don't look like like you could hunt giants. Leave that to.
We're hunting justice.
Well, God wasn't wild as we're supposed to God from. Not entirely sure what he was hunting. Something put like deer or something.
And unfortunately, I will be right back. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
This break is brought to you by.
Oh, they're finding plate armor.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice. Stop taking our shit. We don't have much. Some might. Fault you guys suck at Old Maid.
I thought it was.
We were playing poker.
Go fit.
Hey, some time has passed. They can play different card games.
I have to imagine it's just the same like hand, and you just change the rules every 2 seconds.
He all of a sudden just shouts, "Uno!"
It's like, wait, what? The fuck is that? I play this card.
You could say he's playing his
Ha!
cards
You triggered my
right.
trap card.
Oh,
God damn
Pikachu! Use Thunderbolt!
what is this?
I'm gonna trigger this man to use his ace.
I will lay down the King of Hearts as a trap card.
I'm gonna tap this 2 of clubs.
And I'm back.
Black mana.
We're inventing the best card game.
You play this while riding, get this, a motorcycle.
Every card game just merged into
Oh my
one.
god, that would be great. Just take all the cards you have in your house and just roll with it and try to play.
It's like a deck of 500 cards. The guy got to play 500 card pickup.
You know there was a Yu-Gi-Oh show about like motorcycles, I think.
For which one? Because I know a lot of them. There is one where they do ride motorcycles.
Yeah, I was like, that's impractical. It's literally a card game.
Card games on motorcycles.
It's like they're trying at this point.
What do you guys wish to do? You're talking to this woman who was telling you about how it looks like the Nightstone's been taken.
Well, I wanted to walk back to the Lord Farah and let him know about the situation.
Take her back. Tell him about the survivors.
I suppose we can have a stowaway on the cart.
She follows along. Lord Farah's still there. He basically gets to his feet as you guys come along. Says, you've returned. What news? What's going on?
The lady is flattened by a rock, thrown by a cloud giant. The goblins.
Cloud giants?
Yeah.
They stole a rock.
Don't interrupt me. No, sorry.
Interrupt me, motherfucker. I don't give a shit.
Interrupting goat!
Maybe a lord, but fuck off.
Bah!
Yes, well.
Goddamn manners.
Cloud giants attacked. Lady's dead. City's in ruins. Goblins moved in and started pillaging.
He shakes his head sadly. I should return to the rest of the lords in Waterdeep and let them know about this. Is she the only survivor? He kind of seems to be eyeing Kella up and down.
Well,
Couple of guards.
And they said people ran to the north, maybe? Hills?
We haven't like checked every building in the town.
Well, I might be able to take a few more people out with me if you lot would like to stay here and mop up. I will pay you, of course.
Mopping up.
There, he'd be in. As long as he's getting paid. That's about. He told you to be in the same.
I mean, Baldir has a mission now.
As I'm just standing there talking to the Lord, does this woman, I forgot her name.
Kella.
Kella. Yeah, does she have any, I don't know, bags or pockets that are just open?
No. Let's see if I actually have her picture in here. I know I found a picture of her at one point. I think I downloaded it. I didn't put it into the handouts, darn. Let's see. I can actually find it here and post it to Discord. Game. I know at one point I was looking around and I found a picture of her. I thought I downloaded it, so let me see if I have it or not. Oh, maybe not. I think I downloaded somebody else's picture. Yeah, I always do that fake laugh when it's like not actually funny, but it's like should be. I know, I'm weird. My downloads folder real quick. Doesn't look like I found her picture. Oh well. No, she just appears to be wearing like a little cloak. She had her blonde hair down to her shoulders. She doesn't appear to have any weapons on her.
Yeah, but I was thinking maybe she's hiding an item somewhere.
She could be a spellcaster.
If she is, it's a small item, but nothing like weapon sized or anything.
Alright. I wasn't looking for weapons, I was just looking for anything where she might store anything.
Well, you have to roll a perception check now, don't you?
Alright.
I think that's considered sexual harassment as well.
Yeah, like I said, you don't notice anything else about her.
I'm playing an old man, alright?
You're playing a half elf. He's not that old.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Middle aged.
Well, Cage is like 150, so.
Yeah, and who knows how old Camsine is. She's lost in the Feywilds for a while.
I reckon she's like 2 years old.
Yeah, she acts like she's like 10. Human years.
But anyway. So yeah, Kynes hasn't noticed anything else interesting about her.
Well, we have some others in the keep looking out for some guards who are injured. We could take them back if we could just somehow get them across the bridge.
Alright. Well, we'll stand by here then, the Lord says. I'll be able to take them back, but I won't be able to fit all of you and them at the same time, so
Well,
if I'm rescuing them, we need to leave soon so I can go alert the rest of Waterdeep about this situation.
Well, what's the plan then? Send them off and then have their caravan come back to rescue any of our potentials?
We can always stay.
Send them off, lock this shit
Exactly.
down, and just wait here.
Need to find the other villagers as well, I suppose. They ran away from the town.
Yeah.
I suppose we could, while he's transporting them, the guards, we could go out to the hills where Camsine saw those tracks go.
Yeah. It's a plan. So, how do we get the guards across the bridge?
Oh dear, we could probably, I don't know if you can jump that high with carrying somebody. It's down from there.
What was below the bridge?
Water. Lots of water.
Good.
Like
and
fast flowing water, or just like
mostly still water. However, there's also a chance of falling onto the huge rock that made the gap in the bridge to begin with, and taking bludgeoning damage before sliding into the water.
well, how steep is it down? Like if we, lowered them down to a raft and then lifting them up on the other side.
Was going to put them across.
Let me check them.
Row him across?
No, slide them, like, get a plank,
Is there...
put some rope around it, and tie
Oh yeah, like do a little harness and kind of like do the what's that thing where they ride the cable down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guessing it's about 15 feet deep. 15 feet down to the water, given the bludgeoning damage you can take. So.
Oh, so yeah, let's zip line him. That's what it's called, a zip line.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of for the broken leg.
Yeah, that'd probably be most effective.
Gonna rig up a zip line. Excellent.
Yep. Be metal as fuck.
And have someone on the other end to catch him before he slams into the edge of the bridge.
Yeah, we'll send somebody over first.
Like Holier, he'll throw him over, he'll jump on the other side.
I'd probably have me on the side of Stallone and John on the other, since he's over there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Less people switching back and forth.
Yeah. Well,
All right. So what are you guys going to do?
Well, I need to go look for the plank that I'm sure is around here somewhere, big enough to hold this dude.
Oh,
So investigation,
Well, I mean, the other guards could fireman carry it.
not across the rope.
Well, no, but we're not gonna. You don't need a plank. You just like make a rope harness.
Yeah, just
I mean,
tie a
we
rope
can
around
do
his
that.
neck and just drag him over.
Yeah. No, like give him make a little around the legs and around the waist and around the shoulder.
Yeah.
A little.
He can
Harness.
support his broken leg with his non-broken.
We could splint his leg before we send him across too.
Well, I assume his leg is already.
Yeah, I would have probably done that.
are there any? Yeah. So I'll help him to the edge of the bridge, but
You're just gonna push him over, huh?
well,
We're gonna tie him a harness around him and sling him under the rope and then push him over and then let him slowly
Yeah.
slide his way down.
If
I
anything,
was
all he
making a
really
joke
needs
with
is support
Hildier.
his leg. If
What
anything,
was
all he
that?
really needs is to support his legs.
Yeah, this is the one guy who broke his legs. The others have just kind of been shell shocked.
So getting hit, the injured one, just getting them over. I'm assuming they can competently climb a rope.
You can assume that. It's true.
They can. Doesn't mean it's true. Yes.
I look at them. Can you two climb a rope without falling into the water?
Who are you talking
Three.
to?
You three. The
Guard.
Oh, you guys are back in the guard stick. Okay, so I thought you were still discussing this around the carriage. So as you get back to the guard stick and just to bring this up with them, the guards kind of nod. It's like, yeah, if you have a rope out there, we could probably use it to get across.
Bitchin'. Let's roll.
and we'll do the harness for him.
Yeah, I got some. I pull out my rope and try and fit it, so it doesn't hurt him. Supports his leg enough.
So you have enough rope to do that. That's good.
I have 50 feet of rope.
Well, I mean, whose rope is it that was used to secure the bridge?
It was mine.
Shoulder.
Right.
Yeah, I have.
So yeah, that
50
was 15. That was only 15 feet anyway. Probably about 20 when given the needs on either end. So that was 20 feet of rope. So you have another 30 feet of rope left over, and you don't need anywhere near that much to make a zip line.
Yeah, I'll take my rope and I'll cut when I to help this guy out.
Alright, so let's see, what kind of check should be done there? Do a medicine check.
Miss.
You're helping a guy out with a broken leg.
Yeah.
It's not as much pain because of the paladin, but he
probably
starts.
put that pain back.
He starts screaming, yeah, bloody murder. So you start trussing him up. Apparently, you
Alright,
moved his leg the wrong way.
You need help there,
Quit
boss?
being a baby.
You
No, I
see,
got
you see a few drops of blood coming down this guy's. With this guy, it seems like you moved him the wrong way, and now you torn something open.
Whatever I break, we can just fix. So you'll be fine.
Well, you managed to stabilize the wound and get it, wrap something around it so that it stops bleeding.
Anywho, now that's done. Let's throw him across the rope.
Alright, you carry him outside. You could hitch him on the little thing and send him across to get caught by who's on the lower
John.
part of the bridge.
John.
Alright, so yeah. So John, you're catching him and keeping him stable.
Mm-hmm. How bad is he doing?
His leg is not good.
Would cure wounds help in any way?
No, it's broken bone. So the cure wounds will just help with the pain, but it won't actually help with the injury itself.
Hmm.
It'll knit the flesh back together, stop the bleeding, but it won't fix the actual break.
I tell him to when he gets to town to tell him to go to the Church of Behemoth and tell them that John sent him and that they will take care of him.
He nods feebly, leaning heavily against you. The others make their way across, fairly safe.
I'm gonna go with Holt.
Would you like to look through the rest of the keep, or are you heading back into the town?
Oldir is exploring this keep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cam probably would have been slinking around too, just like poking around
Alrighty.
in corners.
And I will
John
describe
is
the
with
keep
the
for
car.
you.
John is going to the carriage with the guards and the
What,
road.
what do you want?
So the kitchen was buried under rubble, but the den, the library, is still there. This corner room consists of 2 levels. The lower level is the den. It's decorated with overstuffed chairs and bearskin rugs, and the walls are adorned with weapons, shields, and mounted heads of wild animals. A decorative wooden ladder leads to a 20-foot high circular balcony with sculpted wooden railing. The upper level is the library, and the walls are lined with bookshelves. The books on the library shelf seem to be about philosophy, nature, and poetry. You don't see anything particularly valuable up there. Now, the upstairs hall, the L-shaped hall is decorated with rich carpets, gilded sconces, and framed paintings of places in Waterdeep. A door at the north end of the hall leads to a stone balcony overlooking the entrance to the keep. Other doors lead to bedchambers, 2 of which have been destroyed. A wooden staircase in the west wall ascends to the main floor, blah, yada yada. And finally, it comes to the bedroom. This room is the only one of 3 bedchambers to survive the attack. Tapestries and oil lamps are mounted on the walls, and wolfskin rugs cover the wooden floor. The room's centerpiece is a large bed, its ornate headboard sculpted with images of roses and foxes. 4 wardrobes stand against the walls, each containing a season's worth of women's clothing, all in the latest fashions of Waterdeep. At the foot of the bed is an unlocked wooden chest. Mounted above the door is a longsword.
I'm gonna check the chat.
I'm gonna inspect this longsword.
Alright.
Awesome.
So, let's see. We have, and he's inspecting a chest, and we have Holdier inspecting the longsword.
And Cam is kind of just poking around in corners too.
Alright. So, the longsword immediately comes to life. Kage and Holdier, please roll initiative.
Wait, the longsword comes to life?
Yep.
Oh. Now, where'd I go? There I am.
Alright. So, Kage, you basically hear something rattling behind you as soon as you start trying to open the chest. And you're going to hear a plink. What do you do?
I turn around and take a look.
You notice that the sword Holdier is staring at is now hovering inches in front of his face.
Oh dear, what did you do?
Hey, I couldn't even reach it yet.
What the hell is this thing? Can I do a check to see what the hell this thing is? Arcana? I
Yes, an Arcana check. Yes.
assume? 21.
You have the feeling that this is some sort of possibly trap, possibly defense measure, some sort of animated sword meant to attack anybody messing with the chest.
Oh, okay. Can I do attack still, or?
You still have an action. That was your bonus action.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna use I'm going to be like, hey, you're a terrible sword if you let your mistress get killed, Miss Mercury.
It has absolutely no effect.
Damn it.
Flying sword. It zips past Holdier and goes right for Cage.
Of course it does. Ow.
Holdier.
Dick.
I want to try to grab the sword out of the air.
Grapple check.
Oh, that's the whole other thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. You could feel it fighting against you in your hand. It's like zip, 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 zip. But you're holding on tight.
I'm gonna slam it into the ground, into the wooden boards.
Improvised weapon.
So strength check. Do you have Tavern Brawler?
Not yet.
Yet.
Well, we know what you're going for.
I'm actually surprised that.
Alright, so roll damage. 1d4 plus strength, I believe.
Yeah. D4 plus strength. Damn.
Smack. Okay, what would you like to do?
I'm going to pull out my. I'm gonna attack it.
You hear a boing as as your blade just clangs against the other blade, causing no damage whatsoever.
Huh.
Unfortunately, with Kage so close, the blade, even though it's part of it's being held by Holdier, still manages to hit towards Kage.
Even though it's been stabbed into the ground.
No, it's not stabbed into the ground. He just slammed it into the ground.
Oh, I thought that's what he was trying to.
That is what I was trying to do, just bury it into the wood.
Yeah, that didn't quite work out.
No, either way, it doesn't.
Yeah. Holdier.
Gotta keep slamming it against the...
Yeah, this time you can't even get that to work. It's just pulling at you too strongly. Kage.
I don't want to do the. I don't have a choice. I'm going to expend one of my second level spell slots to use this.
This will also damage Holdier.
Isn't Holdier holding the hilt?
Yeah.
Which should have like a leather or something on it.
That's true, but it also has little metal brackets. I imagine that he would take half damage from that. If it's heating up the metal, it would also heat the part of the pommel. He'd only be partly protected from it. Which means that if he succeeds on his saving throw, he can.
No.
My bad.
And it lost on its saving throw. So yeah, Holdier takes 8 damage. And the sword, however, heats up and melts. It basically melts into Holdier's hands, causing him damage that way. His hands are now covered in liquid metal.
Oop, my bad, dude.
I could, punch you with this.
And I could do this, prestidigitation, and clean the metal off his hands.
It doesn't work.
Ah.
Prestidigitation wouldn't work in that case. It's not ash. It's not like, that. It's something that's physically bonded to his hands and caused him damage.
Yeah. Sorry,
there's a character in another game who actually wants to fit who's actually talking about fitting that.
Hey, you can use it against other people though. They can call you
Wait, that was your character in the other game that wanted to
Yes! It's Aronius that I want to
Oh, yeah,
get
that's right.
this done to.
And Holdier gets the metal bond into his hand instead. Oh, that's hilarious.
Am I now proficient with
Good on you,
unarmed?
dude.
Am I now proficient with unarmed attacks?
Yeah, you take 1 permanent hit point damage, but you gain +2 to unarmed attacks.
Hey, it looks good on you, dude.
Yeah, the precipitation only clears off some of the jagged edges, and you might need to do a little bit of work on there, but he now has metal hands. Something to talk about.
Awesome.
Well, he's got metal embedded in his palms, and a bit, some of it splashed down onto his knuckles and everything. So you've lost some sensation there, which is why you lost a permanent hit point. But I said you did gain some damage ability with unarmed strike. So if you become a monk, that's going to be very very handy. No pun
Or just
intended.
pick up tavern
Yeah.
bar.
Camsine, you probably heard the whatever yell of pain Hildir gave out from the metal splashing on his hands like that. But now for the contents of the chest that Kage was attempting to loot.
Like I said, she's just poking around.
Alright. The interior of the wooden chest is divided into small compartments. A thorough search yields a velvet sack containing 180 silver pieces, a silk pouch containing 4 100 gold piece gemstones, and a silver jewelry box containing 3 beautiful gold necklaces. While you're searching through this, Kamsine finally comes upon you in her investigations.
Can you write those down in the chat?
Sure.
I had to go get a flash one. Beer. Come here, motherfucker. You're about to die. I hear that buzzing again. Someone's dead.
You heard it too.
That'd be me.
Yeah, swarm of giant bees. No!
Don't tempt me. So, Kamsi, do you go into the room when you see your companions, or do you continue up towards the roof?
She's just poking around and wherever.
Right. You do also pick up the scent of cooked meat.
Cooked meat?
Yep, cooked meat coming from that room.
I'm gonna give Holdier one of the.
I'm not eating Holdier's hands.
I'm gonna give Holdier one of the gemstones. Here you go, dude. I'm sorry for your hand.
Eh. This will be fun to punch someone with.
You're right. I'm glad you're thinking like that. Not mad at me for accidentally covering your hand in metal. Anywho.
I'll take a gem and a necklace.
Alright.
So I got 2 necklaces. 180.
Now, the roof. You can see that falling rocks cause sections of the roof to collapse, but what remains of the roof is safe to walk on. A flag waves in the breeze atop a 30-foot-high wooden flagpole that rises from the northeast corner. The flag depicts the stylized head of a golden fox with a rose clenched in its teeth on a purple background.
Nice.
Now, what are the rest of you guys doing while these guys are hurting themselves?
Sounds a good day to just kind of relax, don't you think?
After we set up the guards and shit, I guess we'd be making shit ready here.
Right.
And would you want to pull up the bridge?
We're gonna pull up the drawbridge?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what the mechanism is for that. Alright, The drawbridge is okay, the drawbridge is lowered. That's all it says that there. Watchtower, blah, blah, blah. What's the watchtower? Let's see where the bridge is. Okay, 2 watchtowers flank the entrance to the village, forming a gatehouse of sorts. Each tower contains a winch, and both mechanisms must be turned to extend or retract the chains to raise and lower the drawbridge. If both winches are operated simultaneously, it takes only a few seconds to raise or lower the drawbridge by 30 degrees. So it basically takes about a half a minute to raise the drawbridge fully. It's, very quick.
If someone wants to help me, I'll pull up the drawbridge.
Does it look very physical? Like, does it look like someone needs to be strong to do it?
I mean, normal guards can do it.
I can help you.
Well, it's on a winch, so that's like, easy to manipulate. So you guys lift up the drawbridge, thereby securing the town. You already looked around. You didn't see any more goblins. It's probable that the goblins already ran off and left this place behind. But yeah. So by the time you finished lifting the drawbridge, you secured the guards, lifted the drawbridge, stayed inside, and came back to the keep. You have discovered what has become of Foldier.
Are you alright now?
I mean, it hurts a lot, but dude.
Can you move your hands?
Yeah, it's kind of hard, but yeah.
How unfortunate.
I mean, I could really punch someone now.
Would you want some, healing shit?
Yeah, a little bit wouldn't hurt.
I'll pump 5 hit points into you with lay on hands.
Thanks, bud.
Alright.
Yeah, click, run, things. Clicky.
So, what would you guys like to do now that you have secured the village and checked through the keep and raided the dead mistress's box?
Go look for the people.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan, yeah.
They just pulled the drawbridge up, so they have to put the drawbridge back down in order to do that.
I mean,
Well, we're still in the town.
Yeah. So we can look for people in here.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should clear out the town, I guess.
Is there a blacksmith?
I do not believe so. Let me recheck. I think there's just farms, the inn, and the stables. Yeah, no blacksmiths, just farms, temple, stable, farms, inn, and keep. And a general store. There's a trading post. And,
okay.
Yeah.
And there's no armor for the guards.
Looks like whatever armor there was has either been crushed underneath the boulders or has been taken away by the guards.
I think Holdier would go to the trading post.
Alright. Mounted above this building's entrance is a circular blue shield emblazoned with a stylish golden lion. The symbol of the Lion's Head Coaster, a trading company. The door to the trading post hangs open, and you can see that it's been ransacked. The trading post consists of a 20-foot square store and 10-foot by 20-foot side room, containing storage shelves and a cot. Yeah, pretty much you see these random stuff scattered across the floor. It looks like it's been trampled. It looks like, it's been looted, probably by the goblins. So you see, broken bottles, lamps, ink jars, spice jars all over the floor. There's various items that are actually still intact, and you can find anything in the adventuring gear table in Chapter 5 of the Player's Handbook that is worth 10 gold or less.
I'm gonna grab rations if there's a bunch. I always keep rations.
All right.
I'm
Hold here,
grab an additional
probably.
pack.
There are 3 rations left.
Okay.
And what you wanted water skins as well?
No, I just clicked that by accident when I
Okay.
was editing my rations.
Oh, there's also a windmill, by the way.
Is there any silk rope around?
Is it less than 10 gold?
I don't know.
Healer's kits?
Let me open up my player's handbook. Hold on.
Those are 5 gold each.
Silk is 10 gold.
Okay, so there are. Oops. There's only 1 ropes and 3 healer's kits.
I'll take the rope.
I'll take the healer's kits and we'll kind of spread them all as you feel use them. I'm just kind of collecting them for now. Worst comes to worst, we can just give them all later.
I'd like a bullseye and lantern, which is 10 gold.
Alright. There's 3 of those.
Yeah, grab 2. How many oil flasks are there? They're 1 silver.
Let's see. Intact oil flat. Oil. There's actually 4 intact oil flasks sitting behind the bullseye lanterns.
I'll grab those as well.
How about caltrops and a signal whistle? Because who doesn't need a signal whistle? And maybe a tent. Because who knows if I need a tent?
2 bags of caltrops. Whistle. Oh, signal whistle.
100 ball bearings?
There's only 1 signal whistle you found intact.
Okay.
What was the other thing you asked for? Tents.
Tent.
Alright. 2-person tents. 3 2-person tents. All stacked together in the back. Did somebody ask for ball bearings?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
What building are we in? Sorry, I kind of missed that.
You're in the trading post.
Apparently they come in bags of 1,000. 1 gold.
You only found 1 bag of ball bearings.
I'll take those. I have.
And pretty much you can find anything in here, worth 10 gold or less under adventuring gear.
Holdier would grab some manacles.
We're just like looting the crap out of this.
Yes.
I'll take 1 of everything on the table that's under 10 gold.
I had an idea for the ball bearings.
Well, remember, there is weight on these things. You don't have a bag of holding in this game.
No,
Ball bearings don't weigh that.
Woe does. Woe didn't come with you. That bag of holding is on Woe, and Woe is not here in the party.
Yeah. I went for practical things.
Cage is just smoking a cigarette while you guys are doing this.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you guys wish to look for?
She's probably gonna give keep one healer's kit for herself, and she's probably gonna give 1 to I'm gonna say Heinz and 1 to Hallandor probably.
Alright.
Because Heinz is usually not in the middle of combat and can just be able to move around quickly, and Holder usually stays up pretty well.
Yeah, I'll take 1.
So And she'll keep one for herself, because just in case. Basically, the 3 people do tend not to fall too fast.
Is there maybe some armor?
No, it's just adventuring gear.
Alright.
I found some chainmail fit for a dwarf over in the tavern, but you know, size won't fit, I think.
The guy who's normally with us here.
Each kit has 10 uses. Nice.
So what else would you guys like to do?
Sweep the town building by building.
Yeah, just explore the town for people if they're still alive.
Alright.
Should somebody be on lookout?
The town's locked up now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
We'll
but
just-
who knows if you locked anything else in here.
Yeah, let's just go from building to building.
Alright, so let's see. As you wander around and looking at the buildings, looking at the houses, the farms, the stables and everything, you find pretty much the same sort of thing. Some of the buildings have, been crushed by rocks. You find the occasional body half crushed under rocks. You see evidence of looting by the goblins, most likely. But you no longer see any goblins around. Apparently, Holdier did his job and intimidated the hell out of them.
Good work, Holdier.
They all ran away. Yeah, so that dead body of in the square along with the dead body, you do find a muddy open area with a 5-foot deep hole in the middle of it. Supposedly this is where that object called the Nighstone stood, where the town gets its name.
What would I have to? What kind of role would I have to do?
History.
History.
Nice.
Right, so yeah, you've heard stories that basically it's was an ancient, some kind of ancient stone that's been sitting there for as long as anyone can remember, with bizarre ruins written in a language nobody understands anymore. Some people think it's magical. In fact, it seems some people claim that it had a light glow on it, but it never did anything. It's just been sitting there. Of course, for all they know, Nightstone could be the equivalent of Megatown.
Yeah.
That could be the equivalent of a nuclear weapon sitting in the middle of things. That's all I could think of when I read the description of this place originally. It's like, how do we know it's not another megaton?
So this is where the giants took.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
Nice.
It looks like something. As you look around, you kind of pick up on that something just came down, scooped it up somehow. Like maybe the cloud giants came down on a cloud, or something coming down from a cloud, and just kind of reached down, grabbed it up, and flew away again on that cloud.
Huh.
So there's no real footprints around there to indicate like a giant walking anywhere, but there's kind of indications that maybe there like a finger might have touched the ground. So
yeah, I'm just gonna go point it out and go. I think the giant just did a flyby.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I don't think the rocks were necessary then.
What could it possibly? Oh, I'm sure the rocks to them were necessary because if they didn't drop the rocks, they'd probably be like, "Oh, attack the giants." I mean, they're giants. I don't know why they'd worry about that.
And they probably could have planted it and not been anywhere near injured.
The question is what I mean, it might have been shiny. Are giants attracted to shiny things?
Holder, are you attracted to shiny things?
Kinda.
Holder's a
Kind
human.
of.
He's not technically.
He's not a dwarf, he's not a giant. He's just Holdier.
Yeah.
He's a big man.
Can I just roll a straight intelligence check to see if I actually know anything about giants?
Sure. Nope. You have no absolutely nothing other than they are very large.
Yeah, I don't know jack shit.
Alright.
Mm.
I mean, I thought giants were giants. I didn't know there could be something that could be in fucking clouds. What is this world coming to when giants can walk on clouds?
Alright, so anyone else have anything they wish to add before we close up the adventure for this week?
Nope.
No.
So,
Not
Lord,
good.
what's his face? Ditch us?
He's taking the survivors that you rescued away with him on his cart. You
Alright,
guys
we're gonna be
elected to
a
stay
couple
behind.
Even the woman, Kella?
Yep, she seemed to have gone off with them.
Alright.
You saw her get into the
We're
carriage
searching
at the
for-
very least.
Okay.
Alright, so
Well,
with
we
that,
gotta find a place to hole up for a
we'll
bit.
see you again in this group arrangement again in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.